All righty, we are live, folks. Welcome to the grand return of the Liquored Up Live podcast? Question mark. I'm here with a few guests, and we'll have a few more that might be streaming in here later tonight. But let me introduce you to our core four, at least so far. So I'm going to just go around the room. We'll start with my what appears to be on my right. Not that fucking drunk yet. Crimson, Rosso, tell them where they can find you, and tell them most importantly, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm Crimson. I'm a major RPG channel. The full channel is Crimson Rosso. My goal is trying to complete every RPG that ever exists. You can usually find me there. You can find me on my Twitch channel, Crimson Next Stage, which is where I'm streaming from right now. And what I'm drinking tonight is a Jack Daniel and Coke. I found these canned versions of them of like 3 different flavors at the store, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! I'll drink this."
Hell yeah! How are they?
Pretty good. It still has the problem of a lot of like canned mixed drinks of where they don't really balance it right, but it still tastes good.
Ah, it sounds good. So Pyroto says, "Hey, what's going on?" It's not too much, Pyro. We are getting ready to have a pretty fun show. I think we're gonna have pretty stacked as time goes on. Too. We already got 4 of us in here. There might be 5, 6, 7. There might be a lot of people piling in this clown car, depending. So we're gonna try to keep it orderly and structured here for you. So yeah, all right. So yeah, definitely. And by the way, everybody who's on the show so far, and I got to add primes in too. All the people that were pre-planned, all going to be down in the what do they call it, description, right? So, all righty. Next up, we've got Jacob here from Lootbox Gaming. Jacob, tell everybody a little bit about themselves, where they can find you, and who you are, what you do, man.
Yeah, so I'm the owner and founder of Lootbox Gaming, a newer independent retailer. We serve worldwide customers. Our primary focus is physical media, but with everything going on, we've been doing a lot more than just focusing on selling physical media. There's been a big focus on getting in touch with the right people throughout the industry and just trying to fix what's going on.
Yeah, I imagine connection's going to be pretty vital in that sphere. What the hell you drinking tonight, man?
Sadly, nothing fun to drink. I got some champagne I could crack open.
Oh, champagne. Well, I mean, that's kind of an interesting one because on one hand, champagne is a celebratory drink, and I think we'll
Yeah.
be getting into that, but not too much to celebrate here so far, is there, gentlemen? But we'll get to that.
I mean,
Um,
we could celebrate Sony being burned to the ground right now. We could
well,
celebrate
I'm not.
that.
I'm not willing to say, even as somebody who's not even a Sony. I'll wait. I'll hold my fire. But Philly, we got to introduce you first. Philly, tell everybody who you are, and more importantly, what the hell are you drinking tonight?
I don't even think I need introduction at this time because I'm like the co-host of
Essentially, yeah. I mean,
this circus wagon. But I'm Phil Went Up Collects, formerly customer service and developer outreach for Premium Edition Games. I make YouTube content for video games, comedy, Bible devotionals, Bible studies. And I'm just a dude that loves video games and loves collecting video games. And it's a shame with a lot of the things going on. But tonight I'm drinking just some H2O because I got the time wrong and I was literally going to grab a different drink. But that's what we have for now. I might dip to get something else later. We'll see.
sounds perfect. All righty, and then of course I am. I go by many names, such as who the fuck does he think he is? But I guess the most common one people call me is Zoo. So I run a couple channels, flipping the switch. I'm back on Twitter. God knows why. And then also I've got my Switch Ghost channel where I'm actually doing Switch reviews again. So you can find that one at Switch After Dark. And then, of course, we're here where this will always be the home of Liquored Up Lives and Morrowind live streams and other dumb shit that I get up to. Most of the time with Phil here. Most of the time Phil will jump on that as well. So, all right. Well, I guess this is as good a time as any to get going after I introduce what I'm drinking tonight. And I thought about the Yamazaki 18 year, but then I figured that's a celebratory drink, so we're not going to have that. Then I thought about Blanton's, and I'm like, that's a drink for pretty much every fucking day. And what just happened isn't everyday news, so I'm not going to drink that. So I actually decided that what this day calls for is some Kharkov vodka. And so we are drinking Kharkov vodka tonight. Kharkov is king. And if you guys aren't aware, where can you find Kharkov? You can find Kharkov if you go to the bottom shelf of your local liquor section. You want to reach down below the shelf, and there should be a hatch about halfway down the vodka section. Pull open that hatch, and that's where you'll find the Kharkov. As they say in Poland, real vodka is supposed to fucking hurt, and I have all kinds of hurt feelings I think we're going to be getting into tonight. So who wants to start us off? Who wants to go first on this?
Phil, would you like to go first, or should I?
I was yeah, that's true. I did get some of my previous feelings out on my latest YouTube video, Sony's War on Ownership, so you can go check that out to get a more in-depth thoughts. But I was actually thinking having Jacob go first, because he's got a lot of traction that's been going on his socials right now.
All right, we can give the floor to Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob, what do you got for us? Tell us a little bit. Now, Jacob is an interesting one because he's, like he talked about, he's actually on the retail end of things. So he's going to have some news for us on that front about some of the struggles that's going on with what Sony's decided to do. And tell us a little bit about where things sit from your perspective. How's loot box gaming going with all this?
Yeah, what do you think about Sony's billion IQ idea?
Man. I'll be honest, it's still I think for everyone, it's still a very fresh topic. Nobody's really processed it fully. But there's definitely going to be an impact to some degree. It's hard to say this early on because we're still a fairly new business. We're still growing a lot by the day. So we're still learning the market trends and how things go by the day. So with that in mind, we could be perfectly fine losing PlayStation physicals, but I don't think that will be the case. I think it will have some sort of significant dent on us. I'd say PlayStation is probably a good majority of our profit margins. So there's a big concern in that alone. On a more personal side, as just a gamer and a collector myself, though, it's just damning for everyone. Options are being taken away. They're telling you how you have to buy stuff going forward. We're seeing stuff like dynamic pricing starting to take effect. We just saw the other day over 500 movies are being removed from people's Sony libraries. They're making these changes at a time where they're showing us digital is not the way to move forward. At least not the way they're doing it.
Yeah. I feel like the way they're doing it is key, though. I feel like this is very intentional.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, I think the big thing is the secondhand market. I think Sony is terrified of that.
I can give a little bit of spotlight to that because I remember back in 2006, 2007, I remember, I'll never forget, like Cliffy B, who I guess worked for Epic Games back then, worked on Gears of War, stuff like that. And I'll never forget him crying like a fucking baby in particular about used game sales and secondhand sales. And actually back then, this is one of my first things. This is back in the days of GameFAQs. Got into a little tiff with Cliffy B over that. That was a little bit of a back and forth because basically my debate with him was, where do you get the fucking right to a secondhand sale? You already sold a copy of Gears of War. And that's how it ended up in the used game store. So that is a different product. That is a different SKU. I'm in business. I understand this. You understand this as someone who is in retail. So when somebody is willing to make a brick and mortar store, when someone is willing to make an online storefront, and market and put the used games on shelves and do all of that, that becomes another product. You already got your fucking money, Cliffy, as detailed by the Lamborghini you're driving, right? You already got plenty of fucking money from gamers. Where do you get the right of a secondhand sale, which is a different product at that point?
But
Not
Phil,
the same product anymore.
I mean, not Phil, sorry. But Zoo, come on. These indie developers. What was the thing Rush always says about that? These poor indie struggling developers need every cent they can.
Yeah, Capcom and Square.
Yeah. Oh, poor them.
Rush is so much better
goodness.
at that shit than me. But like, if he was here, he's probably in your chat. But like, yeah, he always said that, and it's like that perfectly describes how some people legitimately talk about some of these big AAA companies.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
they're fucking
it-
like they're
it's all
babies
about-
who need to be protected.
Yeah, I've always said this, and it's the third party cartel, right?
Right.
I don't even necessarily think Sony is behind this. I think that Sony and their investors, in particular, the big decision makers. But I got to tell you, the third party cartel has been a thorn in my ass the entire time I've been gaming. I watched him crash the Atari market back in 1983. Watched him fight, kicking and screaming, having to be drugged by their fucking hair like a Cro-Magnon man toward any kind of stability in terms of making games that weren't just complete shit and having standards. And they've always hated Nintendo to this day for those standards. Like, I remember that. I remember Trip Hawkins having to be threatened by his own board to make NES games or they would fire him because he was so against Nintendo and their quality standards after the Atari crash.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the EA reverse engineering sports games so that they could leverage those against Nintendo and against anybody else who wanted to make those games, and immediately jumping to Sega Genesis because they could reverse engineer them on that system. I remember how they bailed the PlayStation the moment they could. Just as a Nintendo gamer, just kind of giving you kind of my outlook on that. The third-party game developers have been waging a war with their customers for what seems like decades now in terms of choice. They want you to play in as few places as possible, and they want you to play their way. And ultimately, what they want to do is they want to go back to those Helicon days of throwing ET on a fucking Atari card. They don't want to make quality games. They don't want to compete with studios like Sony Santa Monica, Sony Japan Studios. They don't want to compete with Nintendo and the way they make games, that total quality control that the Japanese craftsmen are known for. They don't want to do that. They want to make things for the lowest common denominator as cheap as possible, and they want you to thank them. But that's just my thought.
No problem.
Do they really want to make them that cheap? Because we got them wasting millions and millions and millions of dollars on flops like Concord and other games that nobody asked for, and
Well,
it's like,
a
do
great
they
point.
really?
That's a great point, Phil. It's money in the right place, though. Notice that the money isn't being spent to do anything that we want to do. It's not.
Oh yeah,
being
that's
spent-
true.
Like when's the last time we had a graphical increase? A real noticeable graphical increase. That's not.
I don't want one.
I think
Yeah,
Every
I
time
don't-
they mess with like graphics and specs and ray tracing of the eyeball of the eyelash, I'm like, that just means the consoles and the games and everything else is going to go up and everybody's going to be fired. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I don't want that. I thought I wanted that with Switch 2, and now I'm like, no,
That's
Zoo
another
was
one of the-
right. Zoo
That's
is
another one of
right.
the- Yeah, that's another one of the big killers for physical media. It's just these games are so big now from just unnecessary bloat, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually watched this interview the other day. I shared it with Zoo, where Sean Layden was talking about how he thinks that Sony needs to just pull back and stop making these really expensive games and start making more of these experiences like they used to back when he was at PlayStation during the PS1 and the PS2. And I'm like, I agree. Because when you look at the indie games are kind of in the place where PlayStation and Nintendo and these companies that were just starting out were back then. So we get all these really cool experiences, but we're really only getting them from indie games. And the best games that people are mostly talking about outside of some Nintendo first-party titles is the indie games. because those are actually where the fun, good games and the most creative games are at.
I think a problem with Sony in general is like during the PS3 era, look, and I like the PS3 era, but I genuinely think that's where they sold themselves on we're the next gen fidelity, we're like super realism, because that's when everyone was super crazy about that stuff. I don't think it's crazy to admit that there was a time when gamers were all about, oh my god, look how realistic gaming is getting. This is the future. I feel like everyone believed that back in the day.
I didn't.
No matter how many of those accounts want to try to go like, oh, gaming was like better on the back then. No, we all thought this. Like that was the thing. We thought this was cool because none of us knew what this was going to turn into. And like when we see the PS3, and now PS3 is just kind of like, just like it was like when Sony just went like, hey, stuff like Last of Us or like these super fidelity Resident Evils that like you can see how humanistic they all look. Like that's the future of gaming, but that costs like 10 times more than that any company can handle. Yeah. And now, like, Sony is now locked into this whole, like, brand of, like, well, our thing is the super realistic stuff.
Yeah, with the QTEs. I was talking to Zoo about this, and
also,
I said...
sorry, Phil, to interrupt you. One of my chat mates, one of the people in my chat congratulated you on that rant about Sony. So cook them.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, I got to Crimson, and maybe I'm an alien in this. No, I never saw it. I never saw the appeal of 3D gaming. I ran away from that shit. I ceased being a console gamer in that generation. I played like Shadows of the Empire. I liked GoldenEye. I liked some of the shooters, but in terms of console, like look at Mario 64, right? Like, I'm sorry, I just played that again on the Switch. Why does Mario look like a blocky shit? Why does he have a fucking super annoying voice every time?
Yeah, I love Mario 64. I replayed that myself, and I still love that. But like,
why does it feel like shit to move, Crimson?
Their first ever 3D platformer. Like, honestly, I think it moves fine myself, but like,
it's so slow. You gotta look at it from my perspective in terms of that, though. I went from Super Mario World to that shit.
That's fair. Again, I'm not someone to say you're wrong for that. I've mentioned that many times.
No,
like,
same with you.
Disagree with me. I'm not like that. Like fucking, what was it? I'm not gonna say his name. I don't want to. You guys probably all know what I'm talking about.
Somebody.
You guys probably all know what I'm talking about. He's like a huge defender. I know. Like, just a giant baby if people don't agree with him, and I just can't get behind that as like.
Yeah.
Right, but right. I understand that in terms of this space, that is a very alien perspective. Most people are not going to be as anti 3D gaming as I was for a long time. They're
also
not.
Yeah, Rush points this out in my chat. Sony literally told gamers to get a second job to afford a PS3. God, I forgot.
They did.
Forgot how fucking awful I remember that. Like, I like the PS3 and I love the PSP, but good God, go back to the marketing of those and how they handled that shit.
Yeah,
it was
terrible.
Secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah, and then Microsoft showed up a year later, and they're like, "Yeah, for people who don't have the money for internet connections, and we have a box for it. It's called the Xbox 360."
Yeah, but I want to touch. I was talking to Zoo yesterday, and I was saying Sony is not themselves anymore. I made the joke on my channel that Sony is like Microsoft, a subsidiary, like Sony Soft, a subsidiary of Microsoft, because before Microsoft was really there. And the Sony was there, and Sega was still there for a little bit, and Nintendo, of course, was there. It just seemed like Sony was more happy. They were creating more interesting games. They had more Japanese roots, and like the PS1, PS2, and the PSP, you felt that. And then PS3, that's when they started getting more of those Xbox-like games, the third-person shooter, realistic, gritty, everything brown games, to where they had to compete with them. That's when like the console war started really between them. And they started to slowly adopt and become more like them. And I feel like, in a way, Microsoft has won. It's like they sabotaged Sony by getting Sony to interact with them. It's like a troll on the internet that keeps trying to get under your skin, and it feels like that's what happened with Sony. I don't have any statistics but when you look at it, it kind of seems like that because they feel more like Microsoft. Just like literally what they just decided to do was the opposite of what they did back in 2014, where they made fun of Microsoft for the Xbox One launch. And
Yeah.
now they're literally doing something similar that everybody hates, and now everybody's ready to like jump ship either to PC or to Nintendo.
One thing,
Like,
one thing that I always admired about Sony, even though I was never really a Sony customer, and that's why I want to have other folks on besides me on this one. I was never really a Sony customer, aside from the PS3, which I got for Rock Band and fucking Dark Souls. Okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, never really have been a PlayStation customer, but I always admired Sony because they had that Sega Genesis energy. They were that plucky, sassy, new kid on the fucking block, man. And
yeah.
some of the shit they did, like what was it, the $199 US
Oh
disrupting.
yeah, when that
Sega.
Sega announced a
Yeah.
new console, and then the
Or
CEO
the-
was like,
how to
it's
share
actually
games,
$100
here.
cheaper.
Sony used to be that shit talking, mouthy newcomer, and you gotta give respect to that.
Yeah.
Now Sony's like
Is
beyond that, I guess.
they've become hollowed, like in Dark Souls. They've become mad and hollowed, and they're not themselves. And I've been saying it for years. It's like this is literally Noah and building the ark, and everybody's like, oh, "Nobody, what are you doing? You're crazy! What?" And then the flood actually happens, and all those people get washed away. That's what it's like.
This Sony would never produce the Kevin Butler ads or the creepy fucking baby ad. Like so much experimental, interesting advertisement that came out of Sony.
So
like Nightmare Creatures. I was watching the interview with Sean Layden. He was talking about Nightmare Creatures, and I was like, "Oh, I remember that game. That game was so cool." And they signed that game, and he was talking about how they even signed the studio that made Little Big Planet based on two things. They showed them like this fabric thing moving and like a sponge shrinking and growing, and they signed their studio based on that, nothing else. And then that team came back and they made Little Big Planet. Like, Sony wouldn't sign people based on that today. They wouldn't sign them based on a fabric, a graphical fabric, or a sponge as detail. Like, and that's all they have. They wouldn't do it.
Little Big Planet brings back memories. I'll never forget. I think it was IGN who said that New Super Mario Brothers ripped off Little Big Planet. I'll never forget laughing my fucking ass off about that.
So actually, like, to bring back something that Phil was talking about earlier, when like PlayStation was like copying Microsoft, I think that was more or less just because like back in that day, like, do you guys know about how like games were not selling anymore? We're not like selling nearly as much as they were in Japan.
Right.
Like the big argument was like that's why we got stuff like Zelda Twilight Princess or like that DMC reboot by Ninja Theories, because like a lot of Japanese studios were kind of just going like, well, no one's really buying games in Japan anymore, so why don't we just cater to the Western audience, because that's working out for Microsoft. Yeah,
they started catering to like the Western grim dark motif. Although with Twilight Princess, there's actually Miyamoto took over development partway through that thing because they were scared to death that Aonuma was going to drive them to another Wind Waker fucking Bamba.
Which is funny because thinking back now, Wind Waker is like the more beloved of the two, even though it was fucking hated when it first ever dropped.
Well,
I didn't hate it. I loved it. That was my first Zelda. I was like,
this
game's so cool.
More of it then.
Mine was my first Zelda was A Link to the Past on the GBA.
Yeah.
That was a good time, man. That's why we got like that era of super. Sorry to keep interrupting, but like that era of like hyper realism of just like, well, they're not selling in Japan anymore. Guess America's our only option.
The hyper realism for me, like in the PS3 generation, 360, it was kind of interesting because it was different. But then after having that long console cycle generation with that, and then we go to PS4 and it's like, oh, more of this, but more of it. And now the Japanese stuff from Sony closing Japan is starting to dwindle. And then you get to PS5 and it's like, there's nothing. All we got is Astrobot. That's it. Where's the rest? There's nothing.
Yeah, I'll give points to the PS4 for because I really did like the PS4, mainly because I loved games like Spider-Man.
I mean, I liked it too.
Spider-Man and Persona 5 were like my fucking goats on that system, and Bloodborne, of course. But like,
Bloodborne is really good. Bloodborne is really good from what I played from my borrowed system.
Yeah, and but now we're just kind of like, it's just kind of stuck now. It's just like developers are
You
like,
want to hear a hot take to get you going? It's not really a hot take, but I've never played a Souls-like game.
Oh, never.
What?
They're very, very good.
I've always
Wow.
wanted to. I just know how big of a lock-in it is, and I'm just always so busy with. Like my whole life, I feel like I've just been too busy to lock in on a Souls.
No, I feel you. I feel you on that, man.
Dude,
I do really
I
want
think
to
that's
play, like, especially Elden Ring now. I really want to try that, but I feel like you have to play Dark Souls before you get into something like Elden Ring.
No.
Elden Ring-
Elden Ring is
It's
like
actually
super accessible.
it's actually more accessible than
Yeah.
Dark Souls because the online co-op is
Okay.
almost seamless. Like you can literally jump in to the open world and run around together fighting bosses, and I think it has up to 3 or 4 people you can play with.
Well,
Oh wow.
It's-
and there's-
Souls.
there's
They
a-
did make a mod for Elden Ring on PC that allows seamless co-op.
Yes,
Well,
because
there's
there are
also
still
the meme-
sections where they.
like Jacob. There's also the meme of the mimic tier sitting on the fucking throne because that mimic tier can literally beat the fucking game for you.
Yeah, literally. I
Well,
think they
it
nerfed
could
know that
before they
meme. I do
patched
know
it.
that
They
meme.
nerfed it a lot.
I'll
They
give
had
it
to
They
credit.
nerf
nerfed
it.
it a lot.
Ah!
That and Rivers
Yeah,
of
it got
Blood.
nerfed pretty. It's still good, but
Well,
it
what was-
cannot like solo bosses for you anymore.
Okay, but if the
They made
mimic
it
tier
balanced.
got nerfed, what are people on Twitter and Game Journals going to do when they play it?
I guess they can cry and get good, or just
They can get
play
stuck.
one of the millionth of other games out there, because not every game is made for everybody. Sometimes there's different genres. Find something else.
Black Knife.
I swear those people just cry just to cry. And by the way, if you want real difficulty options, you should look at the new Onimusha, because it has a really cool way that handles the difficulty. It doesn't dumb down the combat. I was telling this to Zoo when I was playing the demo. It shows you when to dodge and when to deflect. It shows you the button combinations
Dude,
as you're fighting the
I
enemy.
might
always
try that
love-
demo out right now as we're like on this.
Yeah.
stream. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've been wanting to try that.
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I always love it when games do unique and novel difficulty implementation. So one of my favorite examples to go to is Crisis, where on the hardest difficulty they all speak Korean instead of English. And so if you are a native Korean speaker, it's not much harder than the difficulty prior. The tactics are still more advanced, etc. But at least you can fucking understand them. But if you're just some fucking Yankee like me, fucking playing that game, and yeah, now all of a sudden they're talking about flanking you and shit, but they're doing it in a language you don't have.
I think
Really,
the
really
funniest.
smart usage of that, man.
I
Yeah,
really
that's great.
like
I think the funniest implementation of that is South Park, the Fractured But Whole, where
Yeah.
it just makes your skin color darker on the harder difficulty.
Oh, that was
Oh my
crazy,
goodness.
And then you just get Cartman in a line. Just this won't affect gameplay. Just every other situation in your whole life.
No, it does do that. Yeah, when you get
Oh gosh, it's
go
so
to the difficulty
crazy.
meter, you get dark.
To this day, I still don't know how they were able to like pass.
Dude,
that
there's
into
so
the
much
game.
shit. That Jared boss battle too. Like, how the fuck do you get away with it?
You know, in fucking like the first game, there's a whole scene where your parents have sex, and that got passed. Like you literally have to do quick time events to dodge your dad's balls hitting you in the face.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
All right, well, on that note, let's get some chats out of the way. Some super chats. So we got Pyritosis. What's going on, NYs? Not too much, man. We are just liquored up and live in it, man. Welcome in. Angry Vigilante Show says, "Thank you, Lootbox Gaming. You guys are true heroes." Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yes, thank you. Thank you.
they ship Ball Pit really fast when I bought it. So yeah, they're not only are they keeping physical gaming alive and keeping, you know, some limited releases much more accessible, but yeah, they're good at it too. I can tell you.
Yeah,
that.
his
Thank you.
socials have been popping off. He's been calling me, telling me, he's like, dude, man, I got Gamefly talking to me and giving me shout outs in the inbox, and all these tweets are like blowing up, and I'm like, I have to mute my notifications. I'm like, that's good, man.
And you
That's
said
good
it
for
was
business.
Lootbox Gaming.
Lootbox
Yeah.
Gaming. Yeah, check them out, man. They're good.
Yeah, they're pretty. I'm gonna say, my opinion, the best way I can describe them, because everybody knows VGP, the North American version of VGP, pretty much.
There we go. Here's
Ship in a
your,
box.
That's high fucking praise, man.
All right, there
Yeah.
we go. Followed.
And then also, I mean, I'm a shameless plug. I got my own promo code. Phil went up, all caps.
Oh, hold on. We
You
got
know.
somebody else getting ready to come in. Bear with me real quick because I'm an old man and I
Oh boy.
can't hyper focus. Let's throw a link in and let's
Also, I'm gonna
find
read
out
some
who
chat to
pulls
my
in.
own.
Red Rover
Radiant Eris
says
says being a Bloodborne
Mystery
fan
Man,
is permanently
right
being
over.
stuck in a cuck chair. It's like, yeah, that's
What?
the feeling. My buddy Joey, Radiant Eris in my chat, he writes, being a Bloodborne fan is like permanently sitting in a cuck chair. And it's like,
Oh.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's probably the best example of being a Bloodborne fan. Like,
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love that.
I
That's
do agree
amazing.
with you, Rush, that Wind Waker holds up a lot more than Twilight Princess graphically.
Yeah, because cell shading.
Yeah,
cell
I
shading
never.
just
So
looks
here's the
beautiful.
crazy thing about that. I never had a problem. All these people that were crying about the graphics back then, I never saw it. I never understood why they were crying about that. The game looked really good. I think it was just because it was such a departure. Well, I have two.
It was
Mhm.
because of the tech demo they showed at Space World, and it looked like
Yeah, so it was such a departure from what you would see as like the traditional dark fantasy motif of Zelda. But I'll tell you the other thing is, typically speaking, a lot of people, it's like the canary in the coal mine. A lot of people scream about things. They don't quite, like when you're sick. You don't feel good, but you don't know what's causing it. I actually think the graphics are not what a lot of people had a problem with. I think that's just the thing that was immediate that they could notice. If they're like me, the things they had a problem with is the fact that she had a good combat system with nothing to do with it. You could slap a fucking sandwich together before those enemies would actually kill you. It's the boring ass sailing. It's that horrific fucking Triforce quest at the end.
yeah, I love Twilight Princess. I love Wind Waker. I'm not defending that Triforce quest.
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
give the
and I'm not defending Twilight Princess either.
I believe the
Fucking
HD
evil
version
baby.
on the Wii U fixed that
Fuck
though.
it
They
gives you
fixed the
swift sail and a
Triforce
map,
quest.
and it makes it way better. That's why I will say
Yeah.
if anyone ever wants to experience Wind Waker, get the Wii U HD version.
Yeah, it fixes a lot of issues that it had. Which is weird that those games are two games that are still stuck on the Wii U. They have not been ported to.
There have been
Switch.
rumors that Twilight Princess may be coming to Switch 2 at some point, but I don't know about Wind Waker.
I'm still waiting for Luigi's Mansion 1 to get on the Switch. Why? 3DS,
At this
but
point,
not.
I can see them remaking or at least remastering pretty much all the classic Zelda titles.
It's so weird to get Skyward Sword before Twilight Princess and Wind Waker again because
I don't
say think a lot of people liked
Skyward Sword much more needed that remaster to fix its problems than I think Wind Waker or Twilight Princess did.
That's true. That's true. It just seems so easy. Like it's just a port, Nintendo. All you got to do, it's already in HD.
Quick. Skyward Sword is the one Zelda game I've still yet to fucking finish.
I will say this, as the remaster makes it a lot better, but I think that third act really drags that fucking game down.
Oh man.
Persona is basically an Xbox franchise now. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Like, I sent this to Zoo when all those directs were happening, but PlayStation kind of got cocked like 3 different times. Nintendo showed off Kingdom Hearts 4. State of the Game Fest showed off Final Fantasy 7-3. And then fucking Xbox showed off Persona. All franchises that started as PlayStation exclusives.
That is true. I didn't ever think about that. Wow, that is kind of sucky.
That is so funny.
And they didn't even really show Persona 5. It's just like a green screen, almost like a Resident Evil Persona or something. I'm like, what is the heck is that? Why does that font look so scary?
Yeah,
right.
Honestly, if they're going back to horror elements for Persona, I'll 100% be way more interested.
Oh yeah. I really did like the demon negotiations they brought back from the Persona 1 and 2.
Yeah,
that was really nice for 5.
Lean more into the horror elements of like older SMT stuff and original Persona, and I'd be there day one.
Yeah, that really bothers me. I mean, I like Persona, and I'm glad that it's getting attention. But man, the mistreatment of like the Shin Megami, because it started out as a Shin Megami Tensei series before they just dropped it and they just called it Persona. The first SMT games, the first 2 Persona games, I really wish they would come back out with those and maybe, I don't know, add some of the Persona stuff in it to make them more appealing because people should play those. I don't know how they're going to handle, what was it, Persona 1 or 2 that actually has boss fights with Hitler in them? I think it was 2.
They'll edit it out.
2 has that.
They'll
but
change
instead,
the model.
Yeah.
They just put sunglasses. Yeah. I'm not even fucking kidding. For the American release, they just put fucking sunglasses on him.
Remove the mustache, put sunglasses on him.
No, they didn't even remove the mustache. I'm not even kidding. Just look at the model right now. It still has the mustache on it. And it's just Hitler with sunglasses on it.
Yeah, gotta love how that game ends up. So yeah, like it starts off with, and it's kind of going off the internet and the rumor mill's internet, and basically we end up fighting Hitler with the Lance of Longinus in that game.
Well, here, I'll put some sunglasses on. There
That's
you go,
basically it. And now all I have to do, they call him Fuhrer in English version. Too,
Fuhrer, yeah.
Who's gonna boss fight me?
So,
my favorite,
one of my favorite games of all time is Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. Still one of my favorites.
Yes, I still got to get Ryoto. My favorite, Digital Devil Saga Atlas. Please, I am waiting for you to do those. Please, next. I love Digital Devil Saga because you become the monster and then you get to eat the enemies that you fight and gain their powers. I love that twist on it. Instead of collecting like monsters or demons or personas, you are the creature.
I'm waiting for them to remaster the Persona Q games because I think those are super underrated Atlas games in my opinion. They have some of the best like side quests. They're really funny. They have some of the best writing, and like their gameplay mixes of old SMT and Persona.
Yeah. All right, so Rush Dog says evening all and says the vodka that stings. Yeah, Kharkov. Kharkov is king.
Credit to Atlas.
Ingrid says no OJ. So not yet. OJ might be on later. He was supposed to be on, but then he's ended up having some things come up, and so hopefully he'll be in a little bit. Let's see, Mad Kaiser, the future king and ruler of Crimson Empire, is here. Mad Kaiser,
that is me indeed.
You're gonna be king of the RPG players, right?
Yes, king. I gotta because that was like the whole thing. I even did that was because like see so many RPG accounts who don't really play a whole lot of RPGs, and it was like, fuck it, why don't I just play all the random shit and see what cool stuff is there.
Let's see. Rush Dog says, question for the panel. Is this a winnable fight, at least in the short term?
I'm going to say at this point, all we can do is keep fighting. Right now, this is the most I have seen people be vocal in the game industry that isn't like pointing the finger at each other, where everybody of like first with GTA and now with this. Now is the time. Like it's like I said, Sony is wanting to watch the world burn, and this is your last chance to fight. You will not get another one. So if you don't now, it's over. It's truly over. Because me and Zoo and so many people have been saying for years, screaming from the rooftops, that this is going to happen. Now, we all didn't foresee it to happen literally yesterday. I feel like I was little Wind Waker Link in my boat, and then the wind just changed, and I'm just sitting there. Now a tornado or bomb comes by and blows me up. That's what it feels like. But like I said, this is your last chance. Yeah, if you really care about this, then you better do something because you won't get another one. And I've already said that if the Blu-ray goes away for the PS5, PS4, it's most likely going away for the Xbox. We already know they want to get out of it because they got to pay Sony or however that works because they use Blu-ray too. And then I don't know how that affects the real physical like Blu-ray movies and the 4K box sets and all that stuff. I don't know how that's affected. That may be the same factory they use to manufacture the games they do for the movies and the TV shows. So it all could go away. So now is truly the time where you do something.
Well,
yeah, I'll double down on that and just say that like this is, at least for Sony physical releases, this is the one chance that people will have to.
Yeah, once they put
sorry about that.
In motion,
I had an interruption, but yeah, this will be the only opportunity that people have to address this and to speak up towards Sony.
Because if this is not fought back against, like it's either your physicals are now just either the fake game key cards or the physicals only Nintendo is putting out, or like if you get lucky, maybe Limited Run Games makes a physical. That's just kind of it at this point. If this is not fought back against.
So I am the creator of the now retweeted by Gene Park, Gamers the Worst Customers.
Oh,
and I can tell you, yeah, I can tell you the more and more I look back on that video, the more proud of that video I am.
Yeah, you just pinned that recently, right?
Huh?
Yeah,
You just
it was a
pinned
really
that
good
to your
video.
channel recently, right?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That's my Well, yeah. When Gene Park retweets you, yeah, you make that video your trailer.
It's been a while since I watched it. I might have to watch it again one day.
Yeah,
No, I mean, speaking,
it's predictive. That's all I'll say.
speaking of, talking about the key cards and things too, Jacob, he straight up said he's not going to carry him. He's discontinued him on his store, and a lot of people paid attention to that when you decided to do that, man.
I respect that.
I think a lot of people were like, "Wow,
Yeah.
a retail store standing up against it." And I
Hey.
made a
Whoa,
video
who's
about that.
It is the
Oh,
Nintendo
wow.
Prime.
Whoa.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Hey, man. Finally made it, huh?
Welcome.
Hey,
Yeah.
Welcome.
Ages to
going
get to a
on?
Liquored Up Live.
Yeah. So what's up, Prime? Just to introduce you to everybody. We've got Crimson Rosso. He's going to be king of the RPGs
What's up?
eventually.
Good to meet you.
JRPGs. We've got Phil One Up Collect, so I think you're familiar with. And last but not least, we've got Loot Box Gaming, who's doing the Lord's work as the American VGP.
There you go.
What you been up to, man? Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, where they can find you, and most importantly, what the hell are you drinking, man?
You can find me on the internet. That's it.
That is about as
I've-
succinct an answer as you could possibly give. I fucking love
I've
it.
visited that place once.
Just
or twice.
type it in. Just type it in.
That's
Yeah.
the place with all that.
No.
Give it a
gas porn,
try,
right?
guys.
So no, I usually don't do drinks during the week, but yeah, it's a special because I've been trying to get on the show for a while. So we got some Bahama Mama going on.
Bahama.
Ooh,
Mama.
okay.
Ooh, that sounds good, man.
Oh yeah. Of course, I didn't grab a straw, so we're just gonna raw dog it.
Oh, there we go. That's the American. That's the experience.
There we go.
Chug,
There we
chug.
go.
Mm.
Ah,
It's good shit.
Nice, nice. And then now you've got a birthday coming up, so you got to reserve some of the big gun alcohol for later on, right?
What?
Yeah.
And there. Yep, he says, "Fuck it, we're getting into it right now."
No, I had
happy
$100
early
super
birthday.
chat on my stream, so I was like, nope, gotta do it.
I love it, man. So, all righty. So we're just kind of going through my super chats right now. But since you're here, we'll let you draw first blood. Prime, what do you want to talk about, man?
I don't know. What is there available to talk about?
Oh God, all kind of. It's almost like something recently happened, right?
Yeah, something happened.
What was that?
So I assume we want to talk, just jump right into the stupid physical game stuff.
We can, or I mean, we could talk about nicer things like how fucking awesome Star Fox is. But we
well,
can
that
we can do
goofy ass
whatever.
post Nintendo put out.
Yeah, you're just
Fucking
making me
elephants.
jealous.
Or we could talk about how Splatoon Raiders actually has got me interested, and I'm like,
Me and Rush.
Yeah, do you know how fucking hard it is to get Phil interested in a Switch 2 game? He's harder than I am as far as a harder sell.
Yeah, I'm not. A
you know what?
huge
I'll unveil it. I'll unveil it to the world because I've been such a naysayer of Switch 2. I'll
I
unveil
swear
it
to
to
God,
the
if you would
world.
make
There
me
you
have
go, though. My first Switch 2 game. Because I
Oh,
got it for $1 off the Panics app. Thank you, PM Studios.
You're one of
You
us.
got to like level 10. They sold this to you for $1. It's a Switch 2 variant of this game. And I couldn't say no. So eventually I will probably get a Switch 2. Don't know when, don't know where. I will probably eventually.
Well, that's because Sony fucked you, buddy.
Talk
Yep.
about how baller Deltarune Chapter 5 is. I think I'm the only one who's played that, Joey. So, just
No, I still owe you a play of Deltarune, Crimson. Don't
You
think
very
I haven't
much do.
forgotten about it.
because I bought Void Stranger and I need to get back to that. But yeah, you bought Deltarune because I was like, I'll buy Void Stranger if you buy Deltarune.
Yep, absolutely. I need to get to that. I made a promise. So
Void
yeah,
Stranger's so good.
so where do you? So since you just got here, Prime, where do you sit with this whole thing? Like aside from generally it sucks because it does, but where do you sit with this? Where do you see things going from here for PlayStation? I do you think it'll lead them to? Do you think they can take back their console from Sony, or do you think they're going to have to maybe look elsewhere if they want to be physical gamers?
I don't think Sony's gonna bat down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you look at making a decision like this, which I'm sure all of us can agree on some respect, regardless of how much you put your head in the sand, the writing's been on the wall for a while.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was completely unexpected, and there was already some thoughts that hey, they're making a handheld, so that's probably not going to be physical. So ergo, they're probably done with physical in general with PS6, which was already kind of a thought process out there. But the thing is, everyone's like, well, with PS6, yeah, but they're going to be cross-gen with PS5 for a while. So like, we're still going to have physical on PS5 for a while. No, we're not. And that was, I think, more of the shocking part is I didn't think they'd actually cut it off with PS5. I think they would just let it naturally die when they're done making games for PS5.
Sure.
That was a big shocker. Yeah.
That's what I thought they would do. And then, yeah, PS6 would still get backlash, but it would still be like, yeah, but, at least it's still around, and then it would just fade away naturally. That's not what they're doing. They're doing a hard cut, which is
Thank you for the
insane.
subscription, Zach. Really appreciate that, homie. How you doing?
So here's my thing about it, and what I kind of observed is the fact that, number one, like I'm in retail. That's what I do at executive level, and I can tell you, this is not the way that a quote unquote free market is supposed to operate. Typically speaking, when would the discs go away? When would the Blu-ray disc go away? When people stop ordering the Blu-ray discs, or when enough people stop ordering the Blu-ray discs to no longer make it feasible to produce them.
And that's kind of what didn't they just release that like most of their sales were like 85% digital?
Yes, but that still leaves that's 1/8 of their sales. That's $1 billion that's still being ordered. And also you still have a demand for physical from third parties, including some of the people I like to constantly shit on. Like
Similar to
Crapcom,
what we talked about
Square.
earlier, the third party market too. Like they can't properly measure that.
So
Or not third party, second hand. Sorry.
But I'm just saying, to be a supplier, telling the people who are your customers, your vendors, your partners, hey, we're going to tell you what you can order, or in this case, can't order, fucking shocking to me. That's first and foremost. I couldn't even imagine such a thing. The second thing is, in terms of this, Jay from Cold Nights, another friend of the channel, couldn't be here tonight. He's working. He had an interesting observation, which is essentially that Rockstar went first. Why the fuck did they do that? Because Rockstar had to fucking know. They're in tight with Sony. They had to know this was coming. Why would they choose to take that bullet first when they could have just waited for Sony, shrugged their shoulders, and said, hey guys, Sony's already cut it off, so we're just future proofing now.
I feel like it's just because they 100% knew they would they would sell out.
Like, you think it's simply just because they knew that it was going to happen regardless? Is that what we think?
Yeah, I think it's more a matter of like GTA. Let's be real. Even if you are like the biggest hater of this modern era and like Rockstar in general, GTA is like the biggest thing to be coming out. Like you could combine GTA 6. Like you could combine that Legend of Zelda remake. There could be like a fucking remake for like Final Fantasy 6 drop tomorrow or Chrono Trigger. And you could mix all that together with every other game coming out. And I don't think it would have the kind of like hype that GTA 6 has for a lot of people. It's like they kind of just knew no matter what they would sell out.
Yeah,
So
and it's
like,
not hurting their stock. Not hurting their stock at all, by the way. So we know that the investors are down with it.
Yeah, they don't care. It's like, fuck it, like we'll just put this out. Like we're gonna sell out. We know people are probably gonna buy it again. We can make like what pisses me off more than anything about that is the fact they're locking things to an $100 version. But like that's a story for later. But like I think in general they were just kind of like, fuck it. We know people are gonna buy this game. We know no matter how much people whine and bitch and moan, they're gonna buy it. They're gonna 100% buy it. So we'll just do this
loot
code
box
box.
gaming, I'm sure, can attest to this. A year to a year and a half notice is fucking nothing for something of this magnitude.
Yeah, that is. There's no room for new releases from any major publishers. Essentially,
I believe I was talking to Zoo about this, or I was talking to Jacob about it. But what about all those games currently on Kickstarter promising physical copies on PS5 and Switch? I've seen some of them really popular right now, really trending. 100% funding goes way past it. And they're saying 2028 release. I'm like, your game is going to have to be patched and bug tested and all these things. It's not going to be ready for that physical. What are you going to do? They're going to leave you out to dry. You may not be able to promise that physical, and then you're going to have all these people angry at you.
Well,
it's like,
that begs the question, Phil. Like, could they go through like a third-party source to get their discs done, or is it just?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Prime, Lootbox, Switch. Do you know? Could they just go through like a third-party source to get their discs made, or?
No.
So I know that Sony basically has a lockdown on the Blu-ray disc, technology.
Yeah, They're all made in Austria, the PS5 and 4 discs for the whole world. They all come from one plant, and Sony pretty much has it on a lock. Like, there's going to be, like, if people want to reopen manufacturing, say 20, 30 years from now, somebody wants to do that, they're still going to have to go through Sony to get authorization. I don't know all the fine details, but there's certain key factors of the technology that they'll need that's very gate kept. Like, it's unfortunately not as simple as just replicating some Blu-ray discs or burning some DVDs.
Well,
So
then I
he's
retract my
gonna-
statement. They're fucked.
Yeah, I mean, you have to put it this
bad.
way. They
Like, companies like Limited Run, I've seen some people online saying, "Oh, well, they can just keep doing their own discs after." No, unfortunately not.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Sony owns part of Blu-ray, and technically the discs they make for PS5 are technically proprietary.
Yes.
So like, there's no way anyone else can make it without Sony's permission, and they don't want anyone else making it. So
Yeah,
there's
then that would be
certain
really
code that has
counterintuitive
to
to them,
be
yeah.
on those discs to make those games work on the PlayStation consoles, and they're not going to be giving that out anytime soon.
God, no.
no.
So here's my other question, and this is a concern that I've had a couple of people who are movie buffs raise, is a lot of Blu-ray discs in terms of movies. I'm not sure about the new 4K fucking AI slop remaster re-releases that are fucking terrible. If you haven't seen any of those James Cameron 4K oh my God, save your money, man. Save your
Yeah, I've
fucking
heard a lot of
money.
those re-releases have been rough lately.
Oh, they're bad.
And they're all like $50, $60 to where you don't even want to buy them.
Bad.
Yeah,
And
I've
I
been
feel like
seeing
they're going to
that.
be like, oh, you're not buying it, so we'll just axe the physical movies. It's like, but you priced them so high. We went from like $15 to $20 Blu-rays to $50 for like Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, that gets to your point, Philly, which is the manufacturing of consent that's going on here.
Yeah.
Basically, it's kind of a self-sabotage, but in a way that does what they already wanted you to do anyway.
Yeah.
The other issue is there's just too many layers in these manufacturing chains, especially when it comes to stuff like media. There's too many parties involved in the middle that don't need to be involved.
Well, and that brings us to my movie buff friend's question, which is, hey, is this going to fuck Blu-ray disc movies too? And I don't think we have an answer on that yet. Although it sounds like, yeah.
It's possible. It's possible.
Also,
And it's been a while since I bought some Blu-ray movies. I better get to it.
also, like, question: could like Sony be sued for this? Like,
I kind of wish they
already
would.
ongoing in some countries, is my understanding.
Inevitably, somebody is going to sue them.
So
I mean,
I'll note this: Blu-ray is not going to go anywhere for the movie space because it is manufactured by multiple companies, not just Sony.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
So movies, we don't got to worry about it with movies. That's not going to be going anywhere.
Okay.
It's just going to be the proprietary PS5 and obviously future PS6 stuff. They're not going to have any physical for. It's the only thing Sony directly can stop.
Yeah. Well, that's
Now,
a
when it
little
comes to
breath of fresh
Sony
air.
producing their movie releases on physical releases, that could be something a little more questionable.
Yeah, well, that's obviously a choice for them on their own movies.
Well, another concern that I have is that there's a lot of people who bought PS5s literally in the last week or so. Rush Dog, friend of the channel, has a content creator friend who got a PS5 literally this Monday for third-party physical games. And you want to talk about taking the fucking wind out of yourselves as a content creator, or anybody
fucking
who buy
blows.
that
Holy
product.
shit!
Like,
Talk
about
I'm
rolling
sorry
the
to your
fucking
friend.
shit lottery, huh?
I mean, I watched Sony purposely because it was like a week ago.
Sunshine.
Sorry.
I saw. No, that's okay.
Fine. Sunshine.
I saw like Wario 64 tweeting like PS5 consoles on sale at Sony, and it's the refurbished ones. And I go look, and they always had the fat PS5 with the built-in disc drive in there. I go look, it is mysteriously just gone. They're only selling the refurbished Slims and the one with the disc drive attachment. And I was like, those were in stock there for years, and they're just gone out of the blue now. That seems deliberate to me. Don't know for sure, but it was there and now they're gone. It's like they do not want people to have the ones that have the built-in disk drives. They do not want anybody to have those anymore. They want you to buy the Slim. They want you to buy a bunch of disk drive attachments, which eventually they will stop making, and then you'll have to pay a scalper for those for like $200 or $300 for the disk drive attachments, because that's what they did with the analog sticks of that Elite controller. They made them break really easy, and then you have to pay a bunch of money to replace all the sticks for your expensive $200, $300 controller. And it's like, what are you doing, Sony?
Are you folks hearing this? I hope everybody's hearing this. Eventually, everybody sounds like Zoo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much.
You are the prophet we needed, but not that.
Eventually, everybody sounds like Zoo. This has turned into, as I said in the Gene Park tweeted, gamers the worst customers. I'm going to keep fucking saying that because it sounds rad. This would inevitably turn into a war on customers. Inevitably, it would turn into a war on customers. What I mean by that is, and it makes me wonder, because yes, gaming has tons of revenue. Yes, gaming is very culturally penetrating right now. But I wonder if that money is being spent, given the layoffs and given which here's the thing, that can happen in capitalism, even with record profits. But it makes me wonder how well the money is really being spent, how much of it is being blown on these fake frames and these teraflops and these 86,000K visuals. And
it's their never-ending obsession with being PCs. Like that's just it at the end of the day. These guys.
Well, the reason I ask is because this is not how a fucking healthy industry behaves towards its customers. It's not.
No, it's not.
It is not how a healthy industry behaves. This tells me that there's some shrinkage going on in the games industry in places, because what this is going to happen is it's called a death spiral in economics, right? What ends up happening is you have some kind of a setback. You have a loss of revenue, or the investors are unhappy. So you then have to find a way to make them happy and save money. And some companies will choose to go to war with their own customers, hit customer ownership rights, put less cereal in the box, raise the prices on the cereal that's now less in the box. More customers see this, say, "Hey, that's bullshit." They leave, and then the company doubles down and hits the remaining customers harder. It seems to me like that is what has gone on for years in this hobby. And it seems it's called an economic death spiral. And I just wonder how much pain can gamers take before they're out, I guess is the question.
I don't know. It's pretty crazy to see how much people will tolerate.
How captured
and I just don't get it. Like, you could be a fan of something. You can love Nintendo's games. You can love Sony's games. You can love Xbox games, whatever. But there comes a point, it was like you become so captured by that thing that you're out there fighting people over it.
It's domestication.
Console warring, and then you're defending all the business decisions they are doing, which hurts you because, like, if you really love those games that they're putting out, you really love that console they're putting out, you should be able to critique them when they're doing things that start to hurt you and hurt everyone else. Because when you turn a blind eye again and again and again, they keep taking more and more and more until they push you off the edge of the cliff, and then you fall into
So every gamer should be reading about domestication, processes, and capture corruption right now.
I've said this before in Zoo's Discord when we've talked about it. I think it's actually because Phil put a video about it, talking about Nintendo. And in my argument was, the whole point is the main reason these companies get away with this shit is exactly because there are guys like Phil was talking about, where they will not only defend it, but their arguments for defense will be blaming the other companies. For example, here is like, Nintendo makes an $80 game. The defense of the $80 is Sony made $70 first. Nintendo, Switch.
We have talked
about
that.
PlayStation
I've seen that.
gets rid of the discs. Guess what their argument is? Microsoft started that with codes in a box. Microsoft shuts down a studio. Their argument is PlayStation and I guess Nintendo wouldn't really count because Nintendo doesn't really have many PlayStation closure stories, but like they would go, PlayStation closed down these studios. Why are you getting mad at them? You should be also getting mad at PlayStation. And then when Steam does something, it's like, well, these other consoles, they get away with this. Why can't Steam get away with this? And that's the whole cycle.
It's a
But-
poison cycle.
Yeah.
It's just
But here's
fuck
the
you.
question,
It's
guys.
not holding people accountable.
Here's
Fuck
the
these other
question
guys
I
for not
have.
holding them accountable. There's never. It's why you never get change in this modern day industry.
Well, but
because-
that's one reason, but that doesn't explain the customer. That's the real thing that I can't make click. What is it about gamers? Who, by the way, in terms of self-advocacy, are rated somewhere between gambling,
in mental illness.
automotive annual purchasers,
Yeah.
and fuck, I'm not kidding you. You can actually look at gamers are widely considered some of the worst self-advocates. And the question becomes, why is that? Why can't gamers say no? Are they really that afraid of going out and touching some fucking grass? I have to ask because
It's
just seems like
it's
they were
parasocialism.
wrong.
I genuinely think a lot of
It
people
is.
are brain fucked. Like,
I do. I do think that certain
Why are
accounts and
gamers the
things are
worst?
properly set up to stir the pot. Like I saw that one. I'm going to call those accounts out because they're just outrage accounts. That tipster account was
the
going
goat
off
himself.
on Nintendo when the Sony news dropped, and it's like, dude, why are you attacking Nintendo right now and talking about key cards, which those aren't great, but right now we need to be focusing on Sony.
I don't
want
to hear
shut
shit.
up.
Let me just say this is the number one key card hater. I don't want to hear a fucking goddamn thing about key cards right now. Oh, there. You'll never hear us say that again. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it right now. Like you guys are literally. There's no way in hell. I think it was Prime. He was arguing with an idiot, and I think Prime was saying to this idiot on Twitter, this Twitter idiot, that hey, you guys, like game key cards are worse than all digital future, and he's like, that's literally impossible. The game key card, which is the stutter step, can't be worse than the full step. The half
Exactly.
the full measure, moron.
that might have been Tripster, honestly. I don't know. Like,
Oh yeah, well Tripster is a bot.
dude,
So-
we gotta.
And
get
then there's
Tripster
the
on
other
podcast
account, it's
episode
like,
one day. That'd be
they
beautiful.
I would
hate
love
e-
to talk to
they
Tripster.
hate
Oh, yeah,
each
Tripster's
other.
a bot.
Coward to
Tripster's
come
a
on.
bot.
They hate each other. I see them all the time. That Nintendo God guy. They both hate each other. And it's like, y'all are both the same person. You're just in two separate camps. But you literally act the same. I almost think that it's the same dude just hopping between two different accounts because they feel like the same person.
He buys
It's
like
crazy.
2 verified check marks so he can get verified on both accounts.
I do not believe this motherfucker is real. I gotta tell you, but I'd love to talk to him.
The most
There's some
crazy.
people I want to talk to, but at the same time, I'm half scared to have them on, just because of what the fuck dumb shit would come out of their mouth that hits my IQ.
Dude, we need like a
and-
podcast of Tripster, Nintendo God, DK Gaming, and Juice McFun.
No, here's what I need. Here's what I need to get on. Right? Here's what I need. I need the brain trust stream. Tripster, Harmon Smith.
Oh, Harmon Smith
I
would be
want
beautiful,
Tripster.
bro.
Hold on. I want Tripster. I want Harmon Smith, and I want that ass mold guy. Asmund mold.
Oh my gosh, that dude! I didn't even know who that was. I was like, I don't know who this is. But this
Nope,
idiot
nope.
needs to fall off.
That sounds like a nightmare.
So
That
a
would be
low
beautiful.
cow
I
video
would
game
host that
podcast
Yeah, basically like Locale Live, only for fucking dumb shit.
for video game shit. Yeah, dumbass video game shit. I'd watch. I would probably tune in. I'd be entertained.
Oh,
Like,
that would be
fuck
awesome.
let those fucking mental fucking dummies go at it for a dude.
It was
'Cause
just,
I-
it'd be
Dude,
just
they
an
can get
hour
DSP
of like
in
the
there,
most
too. That'd be
toxic
great.
joy you've ever seen in your life between the Harmon Smith and Tripster. Just the enemies to lovers storyline.
Yeah, so okay, Asmongold. Yeah, so Asmongold, Tripster, Harmon Smith.
No.
The
We
fucking-
need like an
we're gonna call
Xbox
it the
fanboy
brain
too.
trust.
What's a good Xbox fanboy?
There are no Xbox
Probably
anymore.
that guy who told me to eat. Remember that
Eat
guy?
shit.
Zoo?
Eat shit.
Yeah, he told me to eat it because I didn't show no Xbox games in my collection in my picture.
That's
When that
beautiful.
one Yoshi guy was going
Yeah.
off on me saying I'm a Steam dude. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no
hey.
Xbox games. Therefore,
Hey.
you have no Xbox
Hey.
games. Therefore, eat shit, Triple Chin.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
hey.
told me I was poor because I didn't have no Xbox games, and I'm like,
Hey, you can't own Xbox games if they don't make anything. So
Also, fix your house. Fix your fucking house.
yeah, fix
Who
my
owns
house.
an Xbox and isn't using Game Pass?
Just all the $30
Like, that's
a
the only
month.
reason
I don't know any Xbox owners, and
I own one.
you own one?
Oh yeah,
I'm
in my
sorry.
room.
Why?
It's used every day. It's being used right now.
You're using your? Oh my God, we found one.
My wife is on it. She's
It's
on
like
it right
finding
now.
a shiny Pokemon in the wild. Holy shit!
Fuck me. They exist. I thought Xbox was a hallucination.
It's a
I
fucking
didn't go
money
past the
laundering scheme by the-
360, man. That's when I stopped.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I thought that they did their Shield initiatives. They were scared to fucking death that Sony was going to disrupt into fucking software and hardware, PC world. They did their fucking Shield initiative of the Xbox and the Xbox 360. They won because Sony basically stopped pursuing that, and then they said, "Oh fuck, what do we do?" And they just kind of fucking vanished like that meme. I didn't know that there was any fucking Xbox owners.
There's like 36 million of them, mostly in the U.S.
Mostly the Doritos and Mountain Dew crowd.
Pretty much. None of them buy games. It's all Game Pass.
Yeah. They're all on Game Pass, which
But
that's
yeah,
how
I mean,
Microsoft got you. They got
I'm
you.
on
To,
Game. I'm on Game Pass.
To
That's
its
what it
credit,
is.
Game Pass.
I mean, they
used
got
to be
you.
a really
They got
good
you
deal.
with that good deal. It's like
So
you can have the Game Pass, you have all this access, but you ain't gonna have your physical games anymore. So.
well, tell me. So we've got one live, guys. So tell me, how does Game Pass work?
It's
I'm
like
gonna treat you like a science experiment right now.
it's just like subscribing to anything else. You subscribe and get access to content. And add new
So it's
content
like,
every month.
so if I wanted to play, let's say if I wanted to play Gears of War 79,000.
Gears of War
Okay,
6, 7.
so can I just go select Gears of War 79,000 and play that just like a Netflix movie?
Yep.
Fascinating.
Yep, because Game Pass also, well, depending on the tier, I'm at the top tier. So as an example, you literally can just click on the game and just instantly stream it right away. You don't even have to install it, and it actually works pretty well. I'm actually
I gotta
kinda
tell
shocked.
you, that doesn't sound too bad, to be real with you. If I
It's
gave
really
a fuck
not.
about non-existent games, I think I would probably like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually not that bad for single player, especially when obviously your internet's working at home. And let's just be honest, buying storage now sucks ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
like,
I also
it-
want to just
It's
point
actually
out.
kind of an appeal. It's actually kind of weird. I never thought we would ever be streaming games in my house, and yet we do it frequently. It's weird.
Yeah.
I tried the PS Now streaming once, but that's when I had like really terrible internet. I was like, no. But I think on Game Pass you can download the games too. If you
Yeah,
wanna
you can
actually-
download them. Yeah. We have not. Like,
PS Now you couldn't do that.
I
yeah.
think my wife's probably playing Fortnite right now, and I know that one's installed. So
I joke about PS Now, but I admittedly owe it for the reason I even tried Spider-Man 2018, because I didn't give a shit about superheroes back then, and I saw that appear on PS Now. I was like, fuck it, I'll try it, and I beat the game in like 2 days. So like I do owe it that, but like I'm gonna be real, Phil. Even if your internet was better, it's still very finicky in comparison to Game Pass.
Yeah.
I
mean,
just need to point out here that the best pitch I've ever heard for fucking Xbox just came from somebody whose channel's name is Nintendo Prime.
the irony.
Xbox fans, if you're actually out there, y'all need to step your game.
I'm gonna be clear. I wasn't using the streaming stuff, and then like this was like 3 months ago. I go upstairs from work, and I'm like, "Hey, hon, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, what do you uninstall to put that on?" I know we're out of room on the Xbox. She's like, "I didn't install shit. I just clicked on it and it worked." And next thing you know, I'm like, "Holy shit! Streaming games actually works." and now we got like 70,000 fucking games off Game Pass on the Xbox because you can just stream them.
Well, I can tell you, fucking PC's not that clean when you're trying to stream games. Boy, is it not.
No, it's not. No,
It's fucking terrible, man.
Stadia was okay, but you had to buy each thing individually.
I
and that
remember those Helicon days. I remember playing Stadia. I remember playing Street Fighter 4 on the Stadium at 2 frames per second.
The
No, I'm
only
kidding.
cool thing
I
about
know.
Stadia was when they first ever announced it at the gaming. I think it was still E3. You could actually play Doom Eternal early on it. That was like the one thing, because Actman talked about that in his video about how it died, and he pointed out like he tried it when it first ever was demoed, and like literally it ran like shit there. Like,
That's terrible.
yeah, literally.
mean,
the
unless
first
you had
ever
blazing
impression, it
internet.
ran like
I
dog
use
shit.
Stadia to play some Assassin's Creed at the time. I think it was Odyssey, maybe. And it ran fine at my house. I was actually kind of shocked that it was
good
there.
internet.
I mean, it's just cable internet. It's not fiber or anything.
So here's a devil's advocate question for everybody, because let's pretend I'm one of those. So I have 500 plus Nintendo Switch games and counting, physically. So imagine now that I'm one of these, doesn't affect me people. I want everybody to go around the room and give the best pitch on why this does indeed affect me. Like, I'm just gonna be like, hey, I've got 500 Nintendo Switch 1 games. I'm ready for whatever crash happens. Doesn't affect me. Why do I give a fuck?
Because gaming is more than just you, and I've said, like, I feel like every
Thank
time I hear
you,
that,
Crimson. Thank
like,
you so
every
much.
time I hear
Pretty
that
much.
argument, it's like, yeah, sure, okay, you can leave gaming. What about all the other people who still play and, you know, want this hobby to be better?
Exactly. And thank you so much for that.
Like, I've been honest. I am a Nintendo PC guy at my core, and that's probably what I'm going to be for the rest of my life at this point, because, you know, Sony doesn't really do anything, and I had an Xbox One for a while, like, back when, because I got it off the cusp of the 360. I thought the 360 was really rad. And then, like, one disappointed me, so I moved over to PS4, and then PS5 disappointed me, so I just stayed on Switch and bought a PC. And now it's like, in this modern era, it's like, why the fuck would I want anything new other, like, I'll just keep my new console to just the Switch 2 for the rest of my gaming years. Like,
So yeah, there's a saying in particular in the political world, which there's always the guy that wants to grill that says, well, I don't care about politics. Well, politics cares about you. And it's the same thing in the video games industry. You may not care about Sony. You may be a digital only guy. You may not care. It cares about you. And in the long term, those options being removed are going to bite you in your ass. Higher prices, less choice, less rights in terms of consumer rights. There's a reason why I care. Now, even though this, and I'll be real with you guys, I'm not a Sony gamer. I play on Nintendo, and when I have to, on PC.
you get this sick experience playing Fear and Hunger on your PC.
This does not impact me one iota, but I have friends, and I have people this does impact. And there are millions and millions of gamers out there that this does impact. And even if they are gamers, the worst customers, even if they are the worst fucking self-advocates, the most domesticated, most capture-corrupted fucking market on the planet Earth, they're still my fellow gamers. And I also want good things for them too. So when
And it's
I
not
saw
just
the news,
that.
yeah, it sucked.
But it's not just that. I mean, it's also affecting developers. I retweeted it. The developer of Animal Well was sad because he's like, this will be the only game that I have physically on my PlayStation. I will never get to put another one of my games out. And then you think about all the other developers out there. They've been working on these games for years. This is their baby. They put all their time, all their energy, their personal funds into this. And having a physical copy on the shelf to them is more important than Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. They don't care. But these developers do, and you're about to strip that option away from them. And that's really, really sad. And then also the retail stores, like our buddy here, Jacob, Loot Box Gaming. He's going to be affected. VGP is going to be affected. The other retailer stores, they're going to be affected. It sounds like all Sony's going to give them is the little GTA 6 code in a boxes for their retail stores. I'm really sure they're going to love doing that. And then GameStop, not that I care about GameStop, but I got friends that work at GameStop.
Sure.
Will they potentially lose a job because GameStop has no business to stay in the game? And then all the scalpers will just get rich from this because they're going to be the only ones that have these games to resell for double, triple, or quadruple the price.
Although I'm going to be real with you, Philly, your GameStop friends are going to lose their jobs because their CEO's a LARPing fucking doofus.
Oh my gosh, that guy is such an idiot. He thought he could buy eBay. I made a video clipping him of how low his IQ was. It reminded me of the monkeys in that Superman reboot that I don't like, where it was the monkeys on the computers in that one scene. And I was just laughing as like Lex Luthor has computer monkeys trolling Superman on the internet and making his social media presence terrible.
But guys, if GameStop dies, how are you going to get those sick Homelander Funko Pops?
So what you're telling me, Phil, is that this guy is like, you're telling me this guy's like the anti Rick and Morty? He's watching
Listen here,
Rick and Morty.
eBay. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy you real good.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
So who would be as Morty? Would that be
Some NFT asshole.
yeah,
be
that
Trickster?
or
The Bored
the
Ape-
cup
the Bored Ape will be
or
his-
the cigar that he has in his mouth. You know, that's his Morty.
Idiot.
Yeah, his cigar.
Ron, what do you
jeez.
got for us?
Jeez, I don't know if buying GameStop is a good idea. Anyway, yeah. Anyway,
We lost everything.
yeah.
What do you think, Prime? What would you say to him? Don't affect me.
I would tell them you're right. Doesn't affect you. The thing is like, you know, this whole show is obviously, you know, all of us are kind of on similar wavelengths of like,
Right.
fuck all this. This is all bullshit, right? Like, I'm not trying to sit here and be like, I'm happy. I ain't fucking happy. But I've also consistently said this, and Zoo probably knows this from shows he's been on with me, that like I play games for the games, not the format. So
Respect
if a
that.
game looks badass, I don't really give a shit if it's digital or physical. I'm gonna fucking play it. I don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter.
Right.
I'm here to play the game. If I lose access to it in 20 years, I don't replay my games. I haven't played a game from 20 years ago in 20 years. Like I don't care if I still have access to my games from 20 years ago. I understand that's a really big sticking point for people to have access. I'm not arguing against that. That's important. Very important. I still buy physical games. I can go grab a bunch of a fat stack of Switch 2 physical I have. I love physical games. But I think for the person that doesn't feel impacted by this because they're digital only and don't give a shit, I don't think it really is going to change anything with them. I don't think it is going to impact them. They already have this is kind of the way that I was telling my chat about this. Like,
Right.
we're basically old men yelling at kids. Okay. Like, as proud as I am that my oldest son cares about physical and wants Platoon Raiders physically, he told me that today. I was very proud of him for that. I never raised him that way or convinced him to be that way. Because my other kids, they don't give a shit. Like, why do we care about physical going away? We'll just download it. I'm like, it's fine. I'm not going to convince you otherwise, because here's the bottom line. Physical at one point, one of the massive appeals of it was convenience. You put the disc in, you play the game. That convenience has been gone for a long time. You have to install. The moment that game installs became a thing on console, I knew that was the end of physical. Because people will gravitate to what's most convenient. And you just took away the primary convenience of physical. Not having to wait to play your game. Well, since you have to wait to download and install it, since you have to wait to put your disc in and install it, technically, thanks to pre-installs, digital is actually more convenient to play your game sooner.
Oh, 100%. But
so
you,
it
you
became this.
you see the consent being manufactured with that, though, right?
No, yeah, absolutely. There's obviously some manufactured consent, but there's also some natural. People, when they live their lives, like we think about this physical game collection. I know tons of gamers my age that have physical game collections. Do you guys also have giant Blu-ray collections and giant CD collections too? Because most people I know with giant game collections don't. And we have to remember that this is an optional entertainment medium. So there's some crossover there in how these mediums are handled. And ever since smartphones came out, ever since then, everything's digital all the time. And it's only natural for games to be that way too. The only reason it's not for people like us, like, you know, the average age of what do they say? Average age of a gamer in the US is like 37 or something. Okay, well, we're right in the age group that grew up with physical. So it also means we're probably the last generation that really cares deeply about it. Like, even as my son wants Platoon Raiders digitally, he's not going to stop gaming if it's not available physically. Like, it's just, I feel like to a person that doesn't care, this doesn't impact them. Like, we could talk about how, it can screw over pricing long haul. What are we talking about? We've been having $80, $100 digital for like forever. So what are we, nickel and diming people even more? It's going to happen anyways. It's been happening. It's not like physical being around stopped it.
New,
Yeah, it's not like physical existing stopped it. It was going to keep happening regardless. So it's one of those things. I think to the person that doesn't care, yeah, it's not going to impact them, and they shouldn't care. I do find it a little funny over the last 48 hours when PC people are trying to like mock PlayStation for it. So I'm like, hold up now. Hold the fuck up.
Yeah.
Your entire library is digital, and you don't have a choice. Why the fuck are you mocking them?
I will make the argument for PC gamers, even if it gets delisted, there will still be torrents you can find online, and emulation is still very much a thing. But like, you don't have that with consoles, and I think that's the big issue with losing physical.
The closed
When do we
You
not
also
have,
got GOG.
when do we not have emulation with consoles?
Well, I mean, like, legally is what I mean by that. Like,
I mean, sure.
I guess the question that I keep coming back to, man, in terms of this is, and maybe it's just because I have a little bit of an alien perspective on this for most gamers. There's entire generations of gaming where I've just fucked off and just not come back. And then I come back when I'm interested. So I guess the question is, why do we need new video games so much? What is it about video game? I don't see many other hobbies where people are this fucking captured by them. Like, what is it about video games as opposed to any other hobby where they just, oh my God, I've got to have the new game. I've got to have the next big thing. I set out half the N64 era, the entire GameCube era, and I set out the entire Wii U, whatever the fuck else era. And I guess I'm just wondering what makes that so different, because I see every gamer I see, they just seem like a completely captured customers. They'll bitch about it and they'll go buy it, even though they bitch about it. And it's like, well, you don't need it.
Wow.
You already have games. You got a backlog a fucking mile long.
Same.
I think that's just people in general. People bitch and then buy things all the time. I don't know if that's a gaming exclusive thing.
It is. It is in particular. So again, there's been studies done on this. Gamers in general are among the worst self-advocates anywhere. Again, they're right below. They're like right below gamblers and like annual auto buyers. They're bad.
What are the stats on that? Because I look, there's like hundreds of millions of gamers, and there's not hundreds of millions of people talking about it online. It's like, where is this coming from?
Oh, this is just studies in terms of self-advocacy. They basically, I'd have to pull it up. I'll send it to you later. But what they did is they looked at self-advocacy and how effective they are in terms of, advocating for themselves, for terms of prices, deals, things like that. Gaming ranked really low. It wasn't last, but it was really, really low. And it was in things that are like compulsive. Like, actually, I think the rock bottom were sports people. Like, yeah, that's just the way it is. We have absolutely no self-control, and we have an emotional attachment to our fucking team. But gamers are right in there. And it just seems to me like that tracks from everything I see, because I can literally just be like, yeah, well, I'm just not going to game this era. I'll come back when something interests me. And yet everybody else is like, yeah, this sucks. And then they're playing the game. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. This is just a point to defend that. You can think something sucks, but still think it's worth your money.
Yeah.
Like, you can have those aren't actually opposing viewpoints. Like, it's not being hypocritical. You can think it sucks, that, as an example, that physical games are going to go away, but that doesn't make you a hypocrite because you're buying digital, because you still value playing the game more than the format. So, like, I kind of feel like it's this thing where what's being viewed as a hypocritical thing isn't actually. They're allowed to bitch and still buy the damn thing. That's perfectly. You know how many things I've criticized and still bought? Like, it's not just video games for me. I don't know what your study is. The reason I asked about your study is, like, I read a lot of these studies, and you find out it's like 100 people. Like, dude, that's fucking nothing. That means nothing.
Oh, yeah. No, there's a fair point. So, yeah, I'd have to dig it up. Actually, what got me down this rabbit hole is I was just playing with fucking AI, which always a mistake, but it did produce a study, which I actually paid to access. Now, as far as looking at the actual, like, what was the sample size? Where did they draw from? I don't know. That I don't fucking know.
Yeah, because what if you find out it's a bunch of cell phone gamers? It's like, well, okay,
could very well be.
That doesn't really.
I did not
we're talking about a different market.
Could be the dreaded gun and ball gamers.
But I mean, that doesn't really defeat
It could be ball and gun gamers. Yeah, like they sampled like an entire fucking sample of ball and gun game.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely people that are like, what you said, where it's more on the extreme end, where they talk mad shit about something and then just go and buy it. We've seen lots of it. We saw this just with Switch too. People talking mad shit about it before launch, and then here they are day one showing it off.
Remember when Mudahar guy made like 8 videos about the Switch 2 and then was like bought it within a week?
Yeah, oh yeah, Mudahar had it like I'm pretty sure it was day one. He got caught with it in the background of his video.
Yeah, I remember seeing that in real time. Like, what the
After
fuck?
he told people to boycott it, then he fucking bought it day one.
And he not only bought it, he made a video. He bought Cyberpunk and made a video on it.
Yeah, well, to be fair, he made the Cyberpunk video after he got busted having bought it and then had a cop to it.
It's a tax write-off for him anyway.
Yeah.
Why
And
would
now that's like being hung over his head every time he tries to throw himself into like the emulation spaase or like the PC.
Well,
yeah, that's the one thing I would say to those people. It's like your credibility should be worth more than that. But again, that's a grown ass man. He can decide what his credibility is worth, which is fucking nothing now. But
man, that's the thing. When you make super hard stances and call for things like boycotts, well, you have to be preaching what you practice. You have to practice what you preach.
Yeah.
You can't just say it and then not do it. See, like I don't have like super hard stances. Like I don't literally hate key cards. I think they're stupid and I'd rather have physical. But I don't
amen to that.
Hate them. So yeah, will I buy one again someday? Probably. I don't know when. I don't really think about it anymore.
Right.
And so it's kind of like that where I didn't take that hard stance. So I don't really feel that any particular way about it. But when some of these people take these absolute line in the sand, like fuck that, like people that do it, they're doing it right now. They're saying fuck PlayStation.
That's me.
Lots
That's
of people
me
doing that
with the key cards.
And
that's
it's like,
me with I'm not.
And I've also seen other comments being like, all the people say fuck PlayStation, they'll be there day one buying PS6. I'm like, no, not everyone, but there will be some.
Yeah.
The real
There
test
will
of
be
that,
some.
Phil, is when you get a Switch 2. If you get a Switch 2, let's see how many key cards. I don't think you'll buy any key cards, but
No,
yeah, I
I
still
won't.
not one key card bought.
And literally
games industry.
I said the other day that even if I could buy a key card for $1, that I wouldn't buy it because I have no value. It has no value to me that I would trade it and sell away. And someone was like, "Well, you just said you would sell it. That means it has value." It's like, I know it has monetary value for now, but I mean, it doesn't have no value to me as in I want to keep it.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Philly.
So it's like
France. I could go to France for what I've saved on video games this generation. So in a way, they're doing me a fucking favor.
I have a question on that point because you said it has absolutely zero value to you.
Sure.
To me, yeah.
Yeah, to you, obviously, it's a personal thing. So it's like a question. Did you play arcades growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of. Yeah.
I know.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a generation thing, and I know, like, you know. Okay, so and arcades technically are still around. I know, guys. I have one that's actually near me. It's actually kind of neat that they're still around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still around. It's very
by the
important.
way, Brian, real quick, not
That's
to
cool.
interrupt. If you ever get into the Illinois and you ever get into the Chicago area, is it the Galloping Ghost Arcade?
Oh, I've heard about it. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's one of my special places, man. You go in there, you pay all day, you pay one fee, you go in, and you have access to literally thousands of arcade games. They've removed the actual quarter, and so now it's push button start. So you go in there,
that's cool.
One price, and you play all fucking day, man.
We've got something like
fun.
that here called Pins, where it's like an arcade bar, and like they have old arcade style games, and they've got like Super Nintendo stuff up as well. Like so you can like sit down and play like Super Nintendo multiplayer stuff, and you can if you.
Man, my state sucks. We don't got nothing cool like that.
Yeah, you gotta get out of Oklahoma.
We got barcades, we got kid arcades. We still have places that are like Chuck E. Cheese's that have a whole bunch of shit.
Do you guys?
We gotta get Phil out of there. I'll never forget. I the Pizza Hut that I grew up with had Cadillacs and dinosaurs. The arcade cabinet. But anyway, to answer your question, the arcade. What I would say about the arcade is, yes, that's an experience that if money's lost, you can't get it back. It was ephemeral, just like a lot of digital games. I would agree with that. But the arcade is also a social experience. So you go into the arcade. At least old hats will know there was that smoke-filled corner of the arcade where they were playing fucking Defender 2. They would serve drinks at some of the arcades. You were playing arcades with, and this was like kind of the pinnacle of every single game had specific fucking hardware designed around it. Consoles like the NES would later steal the concept of that in order to say, hey, we will build our games around the NES hardware. But no, arcades we have a game idea and we're going to build the whole controls, hardware around that concept, that gaming concept. Very, very unique and very hard to replicate in a home environment. Consoles were kind of the bridge to that between PC and arcade gaming. But it's not something you can really get anywhere else. So even though I agree it's an ephemeral experience, like a game key card, I can get that same fucking experience as playing a non-game key card. It's a console experience. They're all basically designed around that specific console hardware, whereas arcades are something a little bit more.
Okay. So the reason that I brought it up is because I think the idea of having zero value in a digital game is kind of crazy.
Okay.
Because games are software. Like zero value means like you don't like, as an example, if Ocarina of Time was only ever a digital game, that is zero value. Like that's crazy to me. Like that means the game itself has no value. Like to you, like the experience of playing it should matter more than the form. I'm not saying that you should buy the game.
Sure,
you could buy it. You can have your hard physical stance, and I'm not trying to convince anyone to go digital.
No, of course not.
But like there has to be some sort of value in the game itself. Like the actual playing of it has to matter. Because if all that matters is the format, then why the fuck are we playing games?
You know what? I
Well,
understand
while
that
Phil
point.
answers, I'm going to think about that because that's pretty compelling. Let me think about that.
That is a compelling thing. I mean, at the end of the day, somebody did work on this game. They put their time into this game. They made this game. Should it not be appreciated? I mean, I was talking to, and this will kind of add to what you were talking about. I was talking to Zoo, and we were talking about he's on the phone. He was logging and all his Switch games, and he was talking about how much he loved all these Switch games. And it's like, when you think about your Switch collection, it's like 500 games. What are the games that really stand out? What are the ones you're talking the most about? And he was like, some of the first party titles, but mostly the indie games. And I was like, yeah. And think all those games that you have in your physical collection that you most likely would not have them if they weren't on Steam at some point and they got enough attention to where somebody came along and they wanted to publish that for consoles and make a physical of it. If Valve never created Steam, a lot of these games wouldn't exist now. You most likely wouldn't have the Hollow Knights and the Shovel Knights and the Dead Cells and some of these other games. We would be relying only on Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo to get majority of our games.
So the best of those would be plucked and they would be published by Nintendo, Sony.
Sure. There's always that caveat. There's always the caveat.
Would grab the best of those.
But the point is,
would Void Stranger be picked up? I don't know. Would Fear and Hunger?
Would stuff like a Mori or like Ultra Kill get picked up?
If they were, they would have to be totally censored to meet.
I was going to say, like, you're not
equivalent
picking Fear and Hunger up. I can tell you that.
Yeah, they're not going to play, and I wouldn't want a censored version of that. The best experience, but anyways, to get back to the point, it's like those games don't not have value because they're digital. They have value. There's artistic, they're artistic. They have great music, great stories, gameplay loops. So yeah, I agree. Like those games don't necessarily it's not just because they're physical or digital, one or other means they have more value. It still has value. I guess just to me, it's like, I'm not against digital per se. Like I don't particularly want to buy digital on consoles, which I have, because I do prefer my games physical. I grew up with that. I have cherished memories with my uncle and buying a new game and opening it and seeing the manual. That's the way I prefer to have my games. But at the same time, I love indie developers. I love supporting their games. I want to make their games physical because I used to work for a limited publisher, making them physical. And so the games still have value. It's just I have a hard stance on like wanting physical. Doesn't mean I still won't play the game. I just probably won't buy it on consoles digital. I just feel like I can get a better deal on PC. There's GOG, just all those bundles and mods and all these things that I can do because I got a Steam Deck. A friend gave me a Steam Deck. So I still see the importance of digital. I feel both can exist at the same time. I just don't want options taken away because these studios see that, well, digital is selling more than physical, so let's just axe them all together. There are people that still love that. It should still be able to exist. Like they should all be able to coexist. One shouldn't be in favor of the other. It's kind of like when they have the original games and then they come out with a remix, and you see these developers saying, yeah, don't play the originals. Those are bad. Those are old. They play terrible. Play the remix instead. No, the originals still have an importance. They still matter. You don't get rid of the originals and replace them with a remake. It comes down to a preference. So to me, physical is a preference.
To that point, Phil, iPatch Wolf was just talking about that. He just played the original Resident Evil game. And he said that even though the remake, like he would probably steer most people to the RE remake as far as just being a masterclass in terms of game design, there are certain aspects that the first game actually does better. Like the original Resident Evil Spencer Mansion was decrepit. It felt like a bad place. It felt like, you're visiting. The specific words he used is, we're at Grandma's house, and it's clear that Grandma's not doing very well and isn't taking care of her house very well anymore. Whereas the Spencer Mansion in the remake is this glossy, beautiful building that you would fucking buy in half a minute. So, but as an aside to your point, so I think having dwelled on what Prime said and listened to what you're saying about the Steam experience, I do think that we're using a pretty high level of hyperbole when we say things like digital games have no value, even to us.
Yeah.
I do, because here's the other joke is like basically like Void Strangers and Fear and Hunger. Those are two games that were sold to me on PC from a fucking Super iPatch Wolf video.
Yeah.
So obviously there's some value to the digital game if that can happen. So I think it's hyperbole. What I would say is I do think that part of why I love physical so much goes right back to those arcade roots we talked about, that tactile feel. To me, taking that card, holding it in your hand, putting that in the system, booting it up, that's unless I'm willing to go travel 3 hours north every fucking weekend, that's as close as to Galloping Ghost. That's as close as I can get to those arcade roots. And and I think that also means something and has value.
Yeah. And I have bought games digitally on consoles. I paid for the subscription services, barely use them. I just saw that things were going in a direction that I didn't want on consoles because I wasn't giving me personally the console experience that I wanted. And I said, I'm not going to buy the digital games anymore. I'm not going to buy the subscription services anymore. I just don't like I feel like I'm contributing to something that I don't agree with. So I took a hard stance on that several years ago. And now I just buy the games in the format that I want. If they're going to push us to, all digital games, get rid of all these discs, PlayStation physical, like I said, I'll probably just gravitate to PC just because I feel it's an open platform. I can do more. I can, I just have more freedom there. I mean, the digital deals are crazy. I get a humble bundle and I'm getting like 10 games and I paid like $10 or something. I don't really feel like I can do that on consoles per se. So I don't know. I mean, I will keep supporting consoles as long as the media, the way I get to experience the game is there. But I don't think those games don't have value because they are digital.
Yeah,
I just don't have no value to me to own them because I just love physical. So
yeah,
I mean, I guess
Brian, you got a super
play
chat,
how you
right?
want. Play how you want.
Okay, what now?
You said you had a super chat. Somebody had a question.
Oh yeah. Jorge did a $10 super chat. He said, "I'd like to ask the group, what would be their reasonable or practical solution for game key cards, especially for games like Final Fantasy VII Revelation that are going to be over 64 gigs? I haven't heard of any good solution yet."
You want to take that first, Philly, or does somebody else want to take that first?
I guess I'll let Phil go first.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, I hear that, and then I keep hearing about the Elder Scrolls remaster Oblivion being like 130 gigs, and it's on a Nintendo Switch 2 cartridge. So, I mean, maybe they could have fit that on a cartridge, but Square Enix didn't want to, because if Oblivion is really on that Switch 2 cartridge, I mean, the full base game, I'm not even talking about the expansions. If it really is on there, even with
apparently
some
on the
compromises,
eShop, it's like 61, 62 gigs.
I still can't believe they optimized
Like,
that down from 60.
then that tells you right there that Square Enix could have done it. They just didn't want to.
That's
So,
basically just
I don't know.
Square in a nutshell.
That's just Square not being soft.
That's just shit soft.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh.
if I could say anything on this, I would just say Nintendo needs to put like a hard line and look, you guys got to optimize your games more, like, because I don't think it's impossible
for all consoles,
Yeah,
even
'cause
PC. I'm
playing
tired
Rebirth-
of.
I'm playing Rebirth right now, and like it looks good. Don't get me wrong, but like there's no reason it and Remake couldn't be optimized a lot better for this system. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really think that these games are like high level pushing the graph. And if you got to lock it to 30 FPS, then just lock it to 30 FPS. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not like I will always support games being 60 FPS, but like at the end of the day, I don't think it's worth turning it into like this 60 FPS is worth the lack of optimization that Square just doesn't really put. And this is not like, I want to make it very clear, this is not just a Nintendo problem. Square has had very up and down optimization for a lot of their games that they put on other systems. Like fucking the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy still isn't optimized very well, and that's got no updates on PC whatsoever. You have to rely on mods to play those games normally. Like, this is just like, I just say Nintendo should just put a hard line in the sand with these guys and just say, like, look, you gotta optimize this to, like, run on these 64 gigabyte cartridges.
Yeah, if you want to access, yeah, I mean, that's, you've all kind of answered the question essentially the way I would. The thing I would add, though, is one, I want to explain that that's why that's not going to happen, because Nintendo, for some reason, they want to be in the cool kids club. They want the fucking third party trash on their system, so it's going to be there. That said, though, they could do the optimization thing. The question I would have, and the statement I would make to that question, is the third parties and the games industry has made storage your problem. Just understand that this is the domestication I'm talking about, guys. They've made storage your problem now. So part of that is, why is storage being made the customer's problem? Why can't they just optimize their games? Obviously they can. We've seen with Cyberpunk, which is a 90 gigabyte game on PCs. We've seen it with Oblivion, which is 125 gigabytes of Unreal 5 spaghetti code that was just a disaster of optimization. It can be done. So, Nintendo could take that harder stance. They could, and they should, which is because I think they would be surprised at the answer they would get, which is, hey, you guys got to optimize. But they're not going to, because Nintendo, for the entire time I've studied them, they really, 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 really want that third party. I don't know if it's acknowledgement or what. They've always, every other gen, they've really pursued that. And then eventually they'll right the ship. They'll realize that, catering to the freak hardcore gamer doesn't really get them that much more. And in fact, those gamers are going to go game on other systems, because those systems can offer them so much more for what they want. And they go back to their roots of being a arcade roots company that makes integrated hardware and software games, and they do well. So my statement on that would be exactly what Phil and Crimson said, but also knowing Nintendo, they're not going to do that. Partially for business reasons that are perfectly acceptable. They want as many games as possible on the console. The other is because they do have this strange yearning that they've had since the Super Nintendo near loss, that we really, really, really want to be seen as the cool kids along with the third party, and we want those freak hardcore gamer games on our system too. But again, they can't offer what Sony and Microsoft can offer, because Sony and Microsoft have basically thrown themselves at the feet of these companies. And Nintendo is not willing to go all the way to do that, so they'll never be able to do that. But again, that's just that's a timid observation from someone who's viewed this industry for 25 years. What the fuck do I know?
Honestly, I think they should, like I said, do a mix of that, because like I decided to look it up while you guys were chatting. Like, the top 20 games on the Switch are all just Nintendo exclusives or just ports of older Nintendo games. Like, I feel like Nintendo could put a line in the sand with these developers to work harder, because like they've shown that they can carry their systems with their own games. Like, the top selling game for like 70 million fucking copies is just a better version of a game on the Wii U. Like, and it's like, at the end of the day, I think Nintendo could very much do that. Like I think they could go like, hey guys, if you want to be on the system, then you're gonna have to play ball with us.
Hey, and just to the people who do say things like, "Well, they have to have they have to do it to have the third party support." Nintendo Switch did exactly what it wanted to do. Nintendo designed that system. It ran like a bag of assholes. Everything looked like a fucking Vaseline smeared on your screen. And guess what? Nintendo gamers didn't fucking care because most Nintendo gamers are a different type of gamer than your hardcore gaming freaks on PC and these wannabe PC video game consoles. They understand that when you have a portable hardware, that there are sacrifices that need to be made. So that's absolutely fine. The game can look worse. The game can even run worse as long as it's not absolutely terrible. We understand that. We're getting games, and that system was designed that way. And guess what? Nintendo didn't have too much of a problem getting some pretty good curation from third parties because the system was so successful that they had to be there. They had to play there. When you make a system that's as successful as the Nintendo Switch is, guys, they will come to you.
If you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come.
That's the story of the Switch. That would have been the story of the Wii had the Wii Revolution proposition not been rejected by the game industry. And boy, they paid for that after the crash, didn't they? In 2008, 2009. So, yeah, the Nintendo Switch gave the exact same proposition. Hey, there's limits to what we can do here, but you're going to have a huge market. It opens you up to portability for some of these games. And the third parties wisely said, hey, we'll curate what we can to the Nintendo Switch. And where we can't curate and give the brand new games, we will port a what's what of the greatest games from across the last few generations to the Nintendo Switch to be portable for the first time. The Nintendo Switch was beautiful for that. So, yeah, you might not get all the new and tasty games, but you're going to get the games that matter for the most part. And you're also going to get ports from across time for some of the greatest games ever made for PS2, 360, etc. And we were fine with that.
So, in other words, Jorge, no one has a solution for you. Literally, no one provided a single solution at all.
Check it up with Square Enix. That's all I can say. There's your
solution.
My
solution, we did give a solution. We said that Nintendo could be a little bit sterner, but we also explained why that's not going to happen. But no, storage has been made your problem, gamers, so enjoy. Storage is your problem.
But you gotta understand, it's not a solution because the question is basically hypothetical. A game can't be 64 gigs. What's the solution? And we didn't give one at all. The solution you said
bigger cartridge size, but they would just make you pay more money.
4 gigabytes. So it absolutely can't be. Maybe the Nintendo Switch isn't the best fit for that. That'd be one answer. The other answer for that is put it on a key card. At that point, sure, I'm not going to buy it, but someone might.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the answer is there is no alternative.
Unless they want to make a bigger cartridge size.
A bigger cartridge size, which people aren't going to.
No, the cartridge, that's not a solution. Yeah.
No. Nobody's going to pay for that. So
they won't pay for a 64 gigabyte cartridge. Yeah, not a solution.
Yeah, it's not a
if
solution.
people are upset about $100 GTA code, then why would they?
I had a solution that lowers the price a little bit, but it's not going to fix these super big games, and that was like repurposing Switch 1 carts as install carts because it's cheaper to make Switch 1 carts. But that's not going to fix anything over 64 gigs anyways.
Right. No, I hear you there. Follow-up question. Why do the games have to be so big?
Nope, there's a solution.
For some of them, this doesn't matter for Switch 2, but for some of them, they just have actual 4K assets, and those are massive. Others are the games are huge, and they're just going to be bigger than 64 gigs because of the game size, just the way it is. But then most of it is bad optimization, which we're all very aware of bad optimization from a lot of developers.
Yeah,
I have a question to that. Why do we need 4K?
That's an answer that I want. Hold on, Phil. I want people to just.
It's not a need; it's a want.
Yeah,
I want them to let that set in so that they understand that this is one way that the games industry is making something else your problem. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah. We don't necessarily need 4K because I remember when I remember fondly that I had this old tube TV and I was playing my PS3 on there. I didn't use the HDMI. I used the old hookups. I had it this way for years. And it's only when this TV finally went out that I got, an LCD TV at that time that had HDMI. And then I plugged it into it. And then I saw the difference. And I was like, oh, okay, this is what I've been missing. But in that time, I didn't even realize it. So I feel like we just constantly push things, or they just constantly push things too far. Like, we need this, we need that. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes we're totally fine.
So the term you're looking for, Phil, the term you're looking for is overshot the market. And that's what video games have done for 2 generations.
Yeah.
I thought the term was inshitification.
No, inshitification is where things just get worse. Overshooting the market is where the market's good enough is here, and the games industry, because they're listening to the freaks, is way up here.
Yeah, like, I still don't think we even need that. Like, remember the whole tech demo of like the ray tracing and the Unreal 5, and I'm like, do we even need this? Like,
yeah, the best selling games
we need
are fucking
this
Fortnite,
now.
Roblox, and fucking Minecraft. Get the fuck out of here.
It's like, we don't even need this. Like, who cares? Like, just give me. I still think PS3 and 360 games look perfectly fine. I think they look great, outside of the really dark and gritty ones. But there were some pretty impressive, colorful looking ones on there. Like, I still think games from the GameCube look amazing.
Cater to normal people for fucking once.
There's games on the Wii that, and we're getting so many of these remasters and ports of older games, so clearly these games look good. They just needed maybe a little bit of a resolution boost. That's it. Just a little bit. But they're still old games, and that tells you that it's not just hyper-realistic graphics. It's art style, it's direction, it's characters, it's story, it's music, it's setting. It's not just about giving me better looking graphics that really aren't even better looking graphics. It's just things are shinier and more plasticky. And I don't
So that's the other thing real quick. And then we got to let Prime's got something he wants to say. So I'll make this really quick. To that point, Phil, the reason why is because they keep promising better graphics, and most of the time, the reason why most gamers aren't seeing it, number one, they don't care. Most gamers don't care. The other reason for that is the ones that do care aren't seeing it. They're noticing that things aren't getting much better because all of the hardware is going toward being able to let these developers not optimize their shit anymore.
Yeah.
So all of those specs are being spent on less optimization. These gigantic spaghetti code fucking monstrosities. So that's what's happening. That's where there's your hardware, guys. That's where it's going. It's going to not optimize because these more powerful systems, you don't have to optimize as much for them. But go ahead, Prime. I'm saying Prime's been trying to say something for like 5 minutes, man.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's all good.
I think some of this when I look at the wider gaming space, I know it's gonna be ironic because I'm Nintendo Prime, right? I'm kind of in that Nintendo cult. But I think sometimes we got to drop the cult mentality. This industry is massive. It is bigger than it's ever been. And yet the thing that gets talked about all the time is like, we talk about the layoffs, we talk about the physical and the digital. And then we're sitting there talking about like these overbloated AAA games. And it's like, okay, but these make up like a very minuscule amount of the actual sales in this industry.
Correct.
Like, I think it's perfectly fine if a AAA company wants to blow their wad and push for the absolute top end visuals and ray trace. Go for it. That absolutely should exist. It's not like we don't have all the other shit we want. You just got to expand your horizons. I think a lot of people, especially like my age, grew up with the EAs and the Ubisofts and Obsidians and Naughty Dogs, and like those companies maybe aren't making games of the quality that you're used to, or they've just moved on to make different kinds of games you're not into. And it's like, okay, well, that doesn't mean the kind of games you like went away. You just stopped looking for them at some point in your life.
I definitely will say I do agree with Prime to an extent that there are like guys who are in the gaming space solely to be doomers. Like, I have my criticisms of the space, but I do try to be more positive. Like, I mainly try to focus on cool shit, like games. And again, to its credit, RPGs haven't been hit as bad as like other genres have with like those huge problems outside of Square Enix.
But it's like, I do agree. Like, I do definitely think there is a section of gamers who only look at the negatives. Like, I've been critical of the industry in this stream. I'm not going to fucking pretend I'm not.
Oh, of course.
But I won't deny for a fact that he is right. There are people who are just kind of picking up games and then, like, making 40-minute videos. Why? Because this one game is bad. The whole industry is dead.
Yeah, I just dealt with that with Star Fox. We got actually somebody that's in the bar, and if you're watching, hi, buddy. But
I know who this is.
Yeah, hi,
I
buddy.
read this today.
Hey, how you doing, man? Yep. So yeah, just dealt with that guy who wants to tell me he watched a cutscene on YouTube, and because he watched a cutscene of Star Fox on YouTube, he gets to be the authority on the quality of Star Fox's voice acting. Yep. And I had to sit down and I tried to explain to this Twitter guy that it's like, listen, man, when you're in the gameplay, like for example, when you hear Slippy say do a barrel roll, or when you bogey on your tail from Pepe O'Hare, that is a built-in dashboard telling you it's an arcade game, dude, and you'd know that if you played the fucking game. Also, the voice acting itself, the reason why you're noticing and nitpicking all these problems to death is because you're not playing the game. When you're immersed in the game, when you're immersed in the experience, when you're basically fucking there and you're listening to Falco and Fox banter, we're not noticing that shit. But you're terminally online on YouTube looking at that fucking thing and you're just like nitpicking it to death. Well, that wasn't like that and that wasn't like this and that.
Looking for reasons to be mad.
You don't play anything. So maybe all I'm saying is maybe play the fucking game before you give me a review of it. That's all. But yeah, those people are out there for sure. And once you see them, you can't unsee them.
Nope.
Sadly.
Sucks.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many games now. Like if certain genre, a certain game, or a certain platform isn't appealing to you, go look elsewhere. Expand your horizons.
Trails.
And there's so many cool games
and there's
that
so many
I didn't
places to play games.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I even mentioned streaming today, and I never thought that would be part of my gaming life ever. And here I am, like, yeah, okay, it actually works in my house. That's kind of neat.
Out of curiosity, are there any games you guys are specifically excited for coming out?
Yeah.
Oh, tons.
Honestly, I am. This is so weird to even say it. I thought it was Donkey Kong Bonanza that would really get me because I was one of the few people on the earth that liked Donkey Kong 64. That's one of the few 64 games I remember playing.
Phil, I will say this. That game is fun, but I just don't like completing it. I think it's a good game, but it gets less fun to complete the longer you play it.
I didn't even complete it. I just like Donkey Kong in 3D is cool.
You all see what I have
So
to
I do want to play that. But I was really surprised that when I popped in and Rush Dog and Zoob were watching the state of play for Splatoon Raiders, I was like, oh, okay. This is actually cool. This is like an RPG looter shooter. Okay, this is interesting. What's going on here? Because I don't care about the Splatoon multiplayer, the PvP thing. That never interested me. But that actually interests me. I was like, of all the games, this is probably the one that really makes me almost want to hit the pre-order button for a console I don't have.
Yeah, it looks good, man. It looks
really good.
Really cool. Splatoon Raiders. I'll throw another one out there. I'll throw one I'm playing out there that I think more people need to play. And I'll throw one out there that's in the future. The one everybody needs to play is Yoshi and the Mysterious Book.
I remember hearing.
He's been telling me about it. He said it's now.
Now I know that this is coming from the Play Princess Peach Showtime guy. I know that.
That's why I'm not taking your recommendation for me at all.
Ouch.
So I'm just gonna. I understand that. I'm the guy that says Play Princess Peach Showtime, and watch the goddamn review. It'll tell you guys why you should. Have an appreciation for Princess Peach's rich character development over 25 years. But anyway, so...
Yeah, fuck having fun. Appreciate the character.
It's fun. There's fun to be had in that game. But
Isn't
really
that
gonna look.
subjective?
It's okay for you to like things I don't. It's fine. It's
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But anyway,
Isn't it subjective? Can't you have fun with anything, even the worst optimized game on the face of the planet?
Yeah, good.
which Princess Peach is
Someone out there loves ET.
Now-
You know.
now-
Oh gosh!
It's not
Oh,
a good game by any
There,
means,
wait,
but
yeah,
it's
we
fun
need
with
the
Sonic
Superman
06.
60. Hey, Quest 64 has a whole ass fucking Twitter account. So
Oh,
if that
there
could
is
happen-
definitely Quest 64 fans.
Yes,
for sure.
We need
So-
Superman 64 fans right now.
Anyway.
Where are you?
Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, nuclear take coming, tactical nuke coming. It is the most Yoshi's Island like game since Yoshi's Island, and a video is forthcoming on that.
That's a pretty big take.
It's not as good as Yoshi's Island, nowhere close, and the music still fucking sucks. But the way that it built on the experimentation gameplay of Yoshi's Island, the DNA is there, guys. The DNA is super duper there. The other game that I would say that I'm excited for coming up is Xenoblade Genesis. Playing through X right now got me super psyched for that whenever that decides to show up.
I still gotta wait. I want to see what the gameplay is. It's so weird. They're kind of like hiding that a little bit. I want to know. Want to know if it's different. OJ thinks it's going to be different, like maybe action based, like Kingdom Hearts. We'll have to
I'd be
wait
down
and
for
see.
that. Like Xenoblade. I mean, the Xeno series started out as like a turn-based RPG, so like translated very well into the action style they do for Blade. I'm someone who's played every Xenoblade at this point, every Xeno game at this point.
I'm excited, and it looks gorgeous, man.
Yeah, it looks like they're really mastering the style they really nailed with 3. For me, Prime, do you have any games you're looking forward to?
Oh, I got a lot of games I'm looking forward to. Splatoon Raiders, obviously, for this month. But really, you look to September, man. There's not enough time or money in existence for how many games I want that month. Orbitals, Blood of the Dawnwalker, Onimusha, Wolverine, Fortune's Weave,
Oh shit! Yeah.
Control Resonant,
There's
Silent Hill Townfall.
Oni. Oh yeah.
since no
I mean,
one's
that's literally just September. Of course, then again, everything lightens up after that because everyone ran away from GTA. But
not Ocarina of Time.
yeah, well, there's no release date yet, but I'm hoping that's in November. Please be in November.
Yeah,
Nintendo.
not Ocarina of Time.
I'll have to say it because I'm really I think I'm the only fan of the series here. I can't wait for that Trails in the Sky like second chapter.
Trails in the
remake.
Sky.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
mention.
I
Crimson,
am
that's
good
a
good.
mention.
huge I am a massive fan of that franchise, and second chapter is my favorite game from the series and one of my favorite games of all time. If none of you have ever played the Trail series, it's incredible. I can't understate how good that franchise is and how much worth sinking your time into it is. But SC has been widely known as by myself included to be one of the best games in the series. And as someone who adored their first chapter remake, I cannot tell you how excited I am. They could announce a new 3D Mario, and Kingdom Hearts 4 could get a release date, and I still think the second chapter remake would be my most anticipated game of all time right now.
What about you, Jacob?
Yeah, that's a tricky one. I don't know if there's anything that I'm insanely excited for right now. But when it comes to indie stuff, I'm really excited for the Godzilla remaster coming out in November.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I've heard good things about that one.
Yeah, I had a blast playing that on PS2 back in the day. It was a really fun one. It's hard to be as excited now, but I'm semi-excited for
Right.
Wolverine. I don't...
Yeah. Sony kind of took the wind out of everybody's sails with that. If you're excited for it, no, yeah.
Yeah,
Shout
it's
outs to physicals coming for Silk Song and Mina the Hollower too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I actually am kind of interested in that Toy Story collection.
Oh, yeah, that one looks really cool.
That one
That
looks
one
good.
looks cool.
Yeah, I think
The
Modern
fact they
Vintage
got all
Gamer
those
worked on that.
games.
6 of
Huh?
them.
I might have played the 360 one when I was younger, but outside of that,
Yeah, I think I
don't
got
think
the-
I've tried any.
I think I got Toy Story 3 over there on the PS3.
The one I played, if I remember right, was the Sega Genesis one, and it was fun. Hard as hell, but it was fun.
Yeah.
100%. All righty. Well, let's take a look at some Super chats here. So we got, that's me replying to chat. Not yet. He's got some stuff going on, but maybe by later. Looks like we're not going to see OJ tonight, unless he gets in super late. I know he had some stuff that came up, but so apologies for that. We had him a lock, but then last minute some shit showed up. So at some point we'll do one just me and him where we're going to talk about Mass Effect because I need to talk to somebody about Mass Effect.
I gotta get started on a Mass Effect. I got the entire trilogy on Steam for like $5.
So Mass Effect is a strange one for me because I avoided Mass Effect for years, just being a pain in the ass old man like I always am. Because there was a game called Star Control 2, and I always just saw Mass Effect as Timu Star Control 2. So the fuck would I want to play that for? Star Control 2, one of the greatest games ever made. I'll just keep playing that, the Urquan Masters. And then it shows up at like $6.99 on crazy fire sale for all three fucking games. And OJ's like, you got to get it. Zoo, I know you hate this shit, but you got to get it. And so he and Rush Dog, they all recommended it. So I ended up grabbing that. And you want to talk about a digital game I do not regret at all on PC, and that is Mass Effect Trilogy. Oh my God, that's so good, guys. So at some point, he'll be on to talk to me about that. But yeah, he wanted to come in and talk a little bit about this stuff, but it looks like we're not going to see him, sadly. Rush Dog says, Sony literally told gamers to get a second job to afford a PlayStation 3. Yeah, so did Don Matrick with the Xbox One, if I remember right. No, yeah. He didn't tell me to get a second job. He just said, hey, buy a 360 port.
While that is funny, I still don't think it can ever beat the Diablo Immortal of, don't you guys have phones?
Oh, man.
Just still like top 5 worst PR decisions you could have ever done.
Yeah, that's up there. Yeah, Blizzard has a history of that. Don't ever forget, fuck that loser, Jay Wilson, who got fired for saying that on a hot mic. Like a fan came up to, like the red shirt guy or one of the fans came up to ask Blizzard a question.
Yeah, it was like a late day April Fool's joke or something. I think that was the line.
Yeah, and then, everybody goes, fuck that loser. And literally lost his job for that on a hot mic. Yeah, Jay, fuck that loser Wilson. He will forever be known as. Let's see here. We got, fair enough, Mad Kaiser says, though there's been solid, great games from third parties even this year. 007 First Light, loved it. Resident Evil 9, Pragmata. Forza Horizon 6, Neo 3, Lego Batman, all pretty good. Phil, you were saying something about Neo 3 being fucking hella good.
Oh, right? My gosh, the Neo collections. Like on PS5, you get the Neo. If you had a PS5, get Neo 1 and 2. Oh my gosh.
I will agree.
Just get it on PC. Get it on PC. Like they're on PC. They're so good. If you're interested in like the looting, the shooting of the Splatoon, and the tinkering with the settings and the abilities and all that stuff, Neo has that in a different way, but it has it. And I love tinkering with RPG mechanics.
A buddy
making my own
gifted
builds
me
and stuff.
The first Neo. Maybe I should look into playing it at some point.
You should.
Yeah,
I will get it. I will get it.
They're going to get me to try it.
I'll have to see how it runs on the Steam Deck, but I will get it again for PC if people want to play it. Because, like I said, I don't do online subscriptions anymore, and I would really love to play the multiplayer in that again. The story is great too. I love how they take real historical characters from that era and blend it with this fantasy RPG setting. It's great. It's cool.
Okay.
I mean, you could always check to see if Parsec works on the Steam Deck. Yeah, you could do Parsec. Give you like a multiplayer option.
Yeah.
Mad Kaiser says that, and to Phil, around that era was the dark age of Japanese games, where most of them were polarizing, experimental, and somewhat decent. Hey, we got Xenoblade in that era. We got Xenoblade Chronicles.
We need to fight to get Xenoblade over here, man. Project Rainfall.
Are you a fellow Project Rainfall brother, Crimson?
So fun little thing. I mentioned this in the Neptunia video I made.
Because I was in that.
Like that was kind of the era where, because I had like nobody to talk to about like RPGs, I kind of moved away from the genre. So like I didn't learn about this stuff until, like, ironically enough, I got a PS4 and started getting back into JRPGs because I would find a bunch used on sale. And, like, that got me back into RPGs. But, like, Wii era, if you weren't, like, Pokemon or Mario, I really didn't play a whole lot of... Like, Pokemon, Kingdom Hearts, or Mario were, like, the only 3 I really paid attention to. Because those were the only ones I had people to talk to about.
No, I get that. It's kind of like the internet's kind of been magical for gamers in that way. It's allowed because I was the same way. Like I'm the same way to this day, Crimson. I go in my work office. Nobody fucking plays video games. Most of these people are 50, 60-year-old men where I'm at. They don't play games, man. So I come on here, I chill with all you guys, and I talk games. And
yeah, like I post games.
It's a lifesaver.
It's just fun to talk about video games, honestly. Because, had an era where you couldn't really do that, and now I'm in my 20s, and I got people who are like, fuck it, you like this game? Fuck, let's talk about it.
Yeah. Let's see. Kaiser says, hence why they did prefer the handhelds. Also, even some famed franchises skipped that gen. Oh, what franchises skipped that generation? I'm sure they did. I'd like to know.
Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest completely skipped that. They did, didn't they?
Yeah, they put it skipped that generation so bad you had to get the next mainline entry on the DS.
Dragon Quest 9 because 8 was on the PS2. It was on the DVD player.
Yeah, and then 10 was an MMO, and that never released in America, and you didn't get another mainline one on consoles until 11.
You by the way, everybody, I'm fucking smashed when I break character and call the DVD player by its real name.
I will make the argument that the hero, the most the mainline consoles got in that generation for Dragon Quest was spin-offs. It got a Muso title. Got Muso titles, and then it got Fortune Street was probably the closest, and then I got a weird first-person Dragon Quest on Wii.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got Crimson nailed my point. And then Miss Mandy is in. And by the way, Crimson, we got to get you on a future Liquored Up Live now that the show's back. So hit me up, man. We'll get you on. Same with you, Miss Mandy. Open invitation for you to come on the show. By the way, guys, you want to talk about some of the greatest video blogs of seasonal video blogs with video games and traveling? Check out Miss Mandy's channel. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, she's a sweet pea.
She's cool. Rush Dog says, hey, Mandy. Miss Mandy says, hey, Rush. Yes, Platoon Raiders. Thanks for bringing it up, Phil, Rush Dog says. ABS 3153 says, physicals are just about collecting. It's about ownership, accessibility, and ensuring those experiences can be enjoyed for generations to come. Games deserve to exist beyond licenses and servers. So, ABS, I agree with everything you said there, and physical is a huge part of that in the short term. Long term, we've got to have emulation in terms of preservation, though. Gotta have it,
and we gotta have digital ownership too, like with GOG.
Yeah,
I would like to see GOG.
Yeah,
I would like to see GOG grow as big as that, and I would like to see that same kind of setup for the digital games on the consoles, to where you're not just paying for a licensing fee; you actually can back up.
So for those calling us, get off your lawn gamers. I saw that Juice Man Vaughn. Juice Man Vaughn's the homie, though. I like him. But I saw that. So, no, I will acknowledge that we need digital gaming to also be particularly strong in terms of preservation. It's a dual effort.
Yeah.
Gotta have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's some value. By the way, Nintendo Prime, there's some value for digital gaming right there.
Yeah.
Let's see. What Great Wall says, hey, flipping the switch. Mad Kaiser is a fellow Xbox. Hello, fellow Xbox.
Oh.
Glad to see you here.
Wow.
Let's see, but don't have a series. ABS says RE impact on digital owners. It kind of matters a lot. Used video game market acts as a price floor. With no used market, Sony now sets the floor and the ceiling. It's incredibly dangerous. Because I am drunk, ABS, I would normally agree with you and say, fuck yeah. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. So if you go to PC, which is an example of a marketplace, and I know the answer to this, but I'm just going to throw this devil's advocate at you. You have Epic Store, you've got Steam, you've got GOG, you've got itch.io, you've got fucking piracy. They seem to do all right digitally. So that would be to ponder. Now, the answer to that is consoles are a little bit more tricky because they're a closed ecosystem. But theoretically, digital's not the problem. The closed ecosystem's the problem, is what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. An interesting week of gaming upheaval, Dank Meme says. Yeah, it's been dark. We covered that earlier, but yeah, it's been a little bit dark and cloudy on that front, man. GTA 6, unfortunately, will be a case study to support their decision. Yeah, it's going to sell 50 million fucking copies. Ownership topic. at hand is lost on people with deep pockets in power. That's the other thing. And Dank Meme, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, the deep pockets thing is a problem. The whale hunting is a problem. My friend V brings this up all the time, that we're not the mass market. I make mass market arguments. V's argument, and she's made it on Liquored Up Live before with us here, is that they're not after the mass market anymore. They are whale hunting. So if you look at the way almost all the economics are stratified in the United States right now, a very small percentage of people have all the fucking monies. And because they have all the monies, that's where people are paying attention to. And so you can charge more money and you can chip away at consumer rights and you can do all of these things that are unpopular to the mass market. The rich dummies up at the top don't care. They don't give a shit. They'll pay $500 a game if that's the game they want. They don't give a shit. They don't have to. They got more money than God. Why the fuck would they care? So that's kind of the attitude. It's called will capture theory, and it's actually quite peer reviewed and backed on in economic circles. That like as well stratifies, more and more people will focus on the people with the money, and that ain't us anymore. So. All right, that's all my chats. Anything going on cool in your chat you want to read, Brian?
Let's see here. I think it's good.
All right. How about you, Crimson? Anything going on in your world?
Let me check. I will read this. Man, from my buddy Radiant Eris. Man, fuck GTA. Cyberpunk mogs that shit.
Cyberpunk's a really, really cool redemption story. I played Cyberpunk when it first came out, and I actually liked it when it first came out. I thought it was good. I don't think it was great, but I thought it was good. On PC, that's the caveat. On PC,
We still gotta get it back to that. We gotta help. We gotta go to Jackie's funeral.
Jackie's funeral, man. Yeah, Jackie's a real one. No spoilers, but too late for that.
Oh well.
But that's.
Sorry!
They have turned Cyberpunk into one of the greatest Western RPGs ever made, period. Full stop. It's amazing.
I still have to play it. I've thought about buying it on the Steam sale, but I already bought like so many other games, so.
Hey, Juice Man Vaughn says, tell Flippin' he's a get off my lawn gamer I still like. Yeah, but you're the homie, man. I love you too, man. For sure. But you're not wrong. I am largely, and here's the funny part: the drunker I get, the less get off my lawn I am. But when I'm actually cogent, fuck them key cards, man. I'm a reasonable drunk.
Love it.
I'm not an angry drunk. I'm a reasonable drunk.
Dude, just for this episode, I should have grabbed the one key card game I have. Just hold it up.
You've got to find it. You've got to go find it now. I want to see the key card.
All right, I'll grab it.
I want to see it.
He's gonna go get.
Go get
I want to see the key card. It's like.
You're gonna hold that up to Zoo, and he's gonna explode.
Well, yeah, like iPatch Wolf fucking told me, he's like, bro, I sold you 2 fucking digital games with a fucking YouTube video. You're not as hardcore as you like to think you are.
Yeah, like
I made a YouTube video, and you immediately went and bought the fucking games.
it's the power of its eye patch aura. To its credit,
He does have aura. He does.
I was
John
never gonna watch the DMC anime, and then Foxcade made a video on it, and I was like, "Fuck it, I gotta watch, see how bad this gets now."
Foxcade cracks me up. He's a fun.
Funny. He is
He's
probably
a fun
one of my
ass
favorite YouTubers.
Yeah, Foxcade cracks me up. Where's this key card?
It was a lie this whole time.
Is the cake a lie?
I wish.
He accidentally ate it.
Oh, delicious cake key card.
You can't eat your key cards. That is a lie.
What was that one tweet about Switch 2s? Is that they didn't like somebody licked the cartridge of a Switch and it didn't taste good, and they were like,
No, it's legitimately disgusting. They put it in the plastic so animals and little babies don't eat it. Fucking gross, man. No, I've done it too because I have something called a D-Dacket that holds my 500 games. I've got 2 of them. And they're these little plastic sleeves. They used to hold the Animal Crossing cards, right? Mm-hmm. Well, some of the plastic, when you're trying to get the little fucker opened up so you can stuff your Switch game in there, some of the plastic sharp as shit, and it'll cut you like a plastic paper cut, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
those
I
are the
put
worst
my
fucking kind.
Switch in the D-Deck, I cut myself. Ooh.
Oh, have you Bravely Default? At least I can forgive you because Bravely Default is amazing.
And it was
Yeah,
really
I
hard to
when
get this
you
one.
put
Bravely
when you
Default
put
was a
my finger in
bitch.
my mouth
Was
after
it?
cutting myself, bro.
Yeah, it was
That's
supposed
some
to be
nasty
available.
shit, man.
It was supposed to be available day
Oh!
one, and it like no store actually had it.
Bravely
To- to-
Default.
Bravely Default is like it is an RPG I played recently. I played it a while on my 3DS, but I never
Yakuza
finished
0.
it. But replaying it now, that game is that's a mag. It's one of the best RPGs like Square's made in recent time. Its second half fucking sucks, but that first half is legendary.
I got Bravely Default over there for the 3DS.
It's good. It's really fucking good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Like it is probably one of the best job systems I've ever had. Like you don't get many job systems where one of the mechanics is if your character is naked, he does twice as much damage.
So
You're doing this
David
game.
says it'd be
Yep.
amazing if GTA 6 comes to Switch too. The game key card. Well, that would have to be a game key card. Sadly.
It'll be a coding box. What are we talking about?
Or code. It'll be code and box. So I'm not gonna buy it. But yeah, GTA 6 is one of those games Nintendo probably wants to curate. As much as I fucking hate it.
Yeah, there was that. What Special Nick told me that apparently his contact at Nintendo, like he doesn't know if the game's gonna come, but that Nintendo has been directly involved with Rockstar to try to make it happen.
Yeah, I figured they would be. They want as much as third party as they can get. I mean, so
Well, and like Nintendo was the only major platform to not get GTA 5, and that game was massive.
Also, 1,000 Noodles, my homie. I've seen everything you've said. I'm just gonna let that float in the punch bowl like a turd.
I still remember when GTA 5 came out, and I was working part-time at a Giant Eagle washing dishes. A dude, like half the crew in that area quit. Like, not quit, didn't come in that day. Because GTA released. They all called off sick that day to play it. I was the only one washing dishes that day. It was fucking a nightmare, and it's that's been my one memory with GTA 5, is the fact that I got fucked over at work because so many people called off to play it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I've never called off work for a game launch. I've definitely done that.
I've never called off for a launch. I have called in sick because I would rather be playing Morrowind. I have done that.
Yeah, I did. I did a sick, dude. This was the sick thing. I did a sick for the launch of Madden, like 2005.
I took a day off at my workplace.
Why the fuck did I call in sick for fucking Madden of all games?
I took a day off for like the Sky FC remake, and then my boss called me in.
Player Essence was supposed to be on, but he had some shit that came up last minute, so he wasn't going to be on here. So I'm sorry about that. I know that's false advertising. Burn me at the stake, man, because that didn't happen. Sorry, but he will be on with me at some other point. That will happen.
Kind of a shame. It would have been cool to meet him. But yeah.
Yeah, eventually, Crimson eventually will make that happen, man. This was supposed to be the day.
I'm reading Prime's chat. Somebody just wrote, we can bring DSP in his place.
Oh my goodness.
Let's bring the
my chat's wild.
Add DSP to my fucking brain trust
of if you can get DSP on a channel, I will be there day fucking one.
Yeah. No,
dude, if you get DSP on, come on. I want to be on so bad if he's on.
Please, I will fucking super chat to your goddamn channel just to be.
I don't know who that is.
I don't accept super chats. Forward them all to Prime.
All right.
DSP is like impossible to get. He doesn't want to be on anything but his own shit.
The only people he's ever been on is Kino Casino, and that's only because they probably were a lot chiller with him than other people were.
Yeah, dude. Lolcow tried throwing a shitload of money at him to get him to come over there, and he wouldn't do it.
No, yeah, well, Keemstar, yeah. I actually know a couple of those boys, Keemstar and Worski in particular.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, they're not going to fucking push or challenge either of those guys. Yeah, so that's a safe bet for them. Keemstar might try to make him look silly, but
that's the whole point of Lolcow Live.
He would just fucking play into the bits, all he'd do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of Lolcow Live. It's all about playing into the bits.
Yeah, and here's the fucking crazy part about that too, man. I watched that stupid motherfucker flush bacon grease down his.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah, Cooking with the King.
The King.
I just watched. If you guys ever need some entertainment, June the King made a 2 to 3 hour documentary on him, and it covers everything.
Yeah, I watched that fucking guy do that live. I also watched him in Grand Theft Auto. I actually had a shit on Phil channel. One of my first YouTube efforts ever. Just it was a shit on Phil channel back when Phil wasn't that famous. And I watched this dumb bastard play Grand Theft Auto Vice City. This guy drives the car into a fucking alley, okay? He drives the car into an alley, damaging all sides of the car. The car fucking catches on fire. He gets out, tries to run away from the fucking car. The car blows him into the road with like 1 health left. He gets up and he's fucking run over by the guy he's supposed to be pursuing. How do you fuck up that bad? It's a bit.
Dude, I don't even know if it's a bit at this point. I've seen enough clips of it that I'm like, dude, I just think he plays into it. Obviously, I would fucking too, but I think he's just legitimately really bad at games. Like he's never been good.
Like it doesn't
At
feel
all.
like I thought for a while it was like an Aaron Hansen thing where he like leans into the fact that he hates something, that he hates like certain games or something. Cause no, it's just like he just doesn't pay attention to the games and gets his ass beat for it.
I gotta
give him credit, man. He's made a career out of being this e-bagging, terrible gaming fuckhole.
Yeah.
And he's doing it for a
just
living.
absolute black hole of fucking misery. But boy, he was fun to shit on. The problem is he would false DMCA channels back then.
Oh yeah, he did.
Dude, like fucking crazy, man.
So
it's like he's like, who the fuck? Yeah, who the fuck is this Brightside Bob? Who's that? Get him out of here. Fuck him. Motherfucker, we had more fucking people watching our stream than your fucking stream back then.
Maybe I should become Lightside Phil.
I'm
Light
side.
Philip. Brightside Bob. Who is that? Get him out of here. Who is this guy? Why is he shitting on me all the time?
Yeah, apparently he quit.
Reminded me of
Apparently he quit Star. Dude, there was a clip of him playing Star Fox.
Oh yeah,
the game's not even indicating like I'm doing damage and stupid. I mean, dude, what do you think the flashing fucking boss is every time you hit him? You dumb fuck.
No, so Noodles, hold on real quick, buddy. Love you too, man.
What is that? What is that, DSP? Is that an indicator of damage? I don't know.
He was supposedly great at fighting games. No, he wasn't.
He was
that
good at a
motherfucker
bad
won
version
some
of a fighting
bootleg
game.
version of Street Fighter 2 or 3 or some shit.
2.
It was the worst fucking version. All the actual real players are like, he played like a gimped ass version of that game. Nah, he ain't good at shit.
This is like me saying I'm a professional Madden player because I won my local Walmart tournament in 2007.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that doesn't, dude. Am I saying I'm number 1 ranked online? No, I'm saying I won a local Walmart tournament. That doesn't mean shit.
Phil is good at sucking money out of people and dodging the IRS, which are 2 good skills to have, to be fair.
I am your 2007 Walmart Madden champion.
Like he's hucking, like he's ducking and dodging the IRS like somebody dodges fucking bricks being hucked at their head.
Oh my god.
And they didn't get
it. They just gotta look at that one cell phone game that he puts all his money in.
WWE Champions.
Yeah, that's where it all is. It's all there.
A 6-star Steiner.
IRS, you need your money. Go talk to them. They have it all.
Let's see. I'm not against keycard. Dank Meme Center says installation is one more step towards digital. Unfortunately, the production costs for carts are not getting cheaper. Besides Nintendo Max producing. Yeah, and again, you've caught me in my reasonable drunk phase, Dank. So this is the only time. Like if I'm in Player Essence's chat, the shit won't fly. This is the only time you're gonna see me be reasonable on game key cards. The only time. The alternative would literally be code in a box bullshit or nothing at all if you want some retail value. Yeah. Just recently got BD for $16. Shame it was a native Switch 1 version.
BD. Does he mean Bravely Default? Because I don't.
Bravely Default. Yeah, I got Bravely Default 2 on the Switch. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I know Bravely Default 2 had a Switch 2 version.
Yeah, I need to finish. Rush Dog says, "Hey Dank." Great Wall says, "Hey Dank." Everybody, Dank's a homie over from the Player Essence community. He's good.
Yep.
Dank.
Yep, I recognize
popular in your chat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen him around.
Let's see here. Let's see. He won that one match as Pichu. Fucking legend, Tall Show says. Dodging the IRS could be more profitable than streaming. He's a man with a particular set of skills. Yeah, anybody who can flush fucking bacon grease down his toilet and still be able to take a shit, that's pretty fucking good. Because normally that would destroy your fucking plumbing. It would just absolutely devastate it. But this motherfucker, nothing he does ever impacts him in a negative way. He's a
impacts-
fucking anomaly.
It somehow impacts.
He's been
something
evicted
else.
before, I suppose, if you want to think that's negative, but he used it for content, so whatever.
Yeah, well, he needs super chats. He needs super chats.
He can't pay his heating bill this month, guys.
Don't
Hey,
worry.
there's a
Zoo will be
hey,
over
there's a
there to
special
secure
kind of
every
soap he
super
needs
chat.
to cure his gout. So
Yeah.
he absolutely so buy soap, cure gout, guys. Remember that, and you can only buy the soap by giving him the super chats.
And then he can order
So
more
there's that one
Jollibees with
too.
the extra
This
money.
motherfucker, like literally, like every time he would be on stream, like, does Phil have like terminal fucking lung cancer or something? Is that a flock of fucking gout geese flying over?
Being
every
a
time
dumb
you try to
bastard
play a fucking
disease.
Maybe he's doing his best Tasmania Devil impersonation.
I think that was unironically used when he played Multiverses, so you might be right about that.
Fucking wild. I love it.
Oh,
It's very funny to me that DSP is like unanimously like the one person everyone just agrees you can make fun of. Like he has no defenders, and it's very impressive to me on how he is online for that long and he doesn't have any of that because he's just burned every bridge he's had.
Yeah, he's got dude's got herpessyphilitis. Well, yeah, too bad there's not a cure for fuckface-itis. They find a cure for that yet? That'd be awesome if they could find a cure for that for fucking Dark Side Phil.
that
That guy's crazy. Let's see. Phil's absorbing all the world's negative energy to spare the rest of us. What a trooper.
He's fucking at Sasuke Uchiha.
Nintendo Prime, is Zoo from Springfield, Illinois? Yes, I am. Yeah, sounds like he's got tuberculosis. I think it's terminal lung cancer. He says it's gout, but I don't know why gout gives you a fucking smoker's cough.
He's got some lung disease at this point.
Something going on. I thought I was fucking bad on some of these streams. Like, yeah, holy shit, man. All my chats are super. He needs to court me. Yeah, get 10,000 noodles, go over there and talk to Darkside Phil. I think the two of you would get along famously.
Get him over here if you can.
Not only
Please.
would you get along, you'd be entertained, so you're welcome.
Oh, we got a fellow Springfieldian here, Fisherman Mike. Fellow Springfieldian. What part of the field are you from, man?
Zoo, I have to ask you, are you looking forward to Planet Zoo 2?
Planet Zoo 2? I'll look it up. I don't know what it is.
It's like a Zoo Tycoon game.
Oh, Planet Zoo. Yeah, Zoo 2. Well, Zoo Tycoon was fucking great.
Oh, it was fucking amazing.
I played that on PC a while. Yeah, that's a great game. All the Tycoon games. Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, I think it was. That was the shit, man.
I was a Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 guy myself, and when I was a kid, all I would do was hire a bunch of mascots and then fire them. Like, I never made any progress because that's just all I did for, like, hours. Like, if they were saying they hate their job, they got out of there. It's a very ruthless tycoon owner.
All right, Fisherman Mike says I live on the north side near the airport. So you're taking Veterans Parkway every day to work. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Springfield to Springfield, brother, man. That's fucking groovy. That's good stuff. Small world. Yeah, you'll see me puttering around here sometimes. Usually to the fucking liquor store.
Zoo gives me a reason to drink, so I always keep him around.
Oh, well, thank you for that.
And I don't mean that. That sounds like an insult. I want to clarify it isn't.
I was gonna be like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like
I want to clarify. I like that. That sounded
you might
way
need some
worse
new
when it
friends.
came out of my mouth.
So
Zoo,
I got so
Zoo,
here's
you might have to vanish for a bit just for the sake of your friend.
Straight to Sherman at County Market, baby. Yeah, Sherman's a little outside Springfield, but fuck it, we'll consider. Springfield absorbs everything, so we'll consider it part and parcel. So here's a question. Rush Dog also says he knows Dank from Splatoon. Man, I'm gonna have to jump on with you guys at some point and play that and get over my fucking aversion to like actual multiplayer games. I think that might be fucking fun. So here's something real quick. Prime, you've had PC for years too. Did you ever play the Wing Commander games?
Yep.
Okay, coolness. I got a buddy who's more old man than me. His name is Sean Malmstrom, okay? And he likes to make the fucking case that Star Fox is nothing special because it's just stealing what Wing Commander fucking did first. And it does it in a lesser way. Explain, if he's watching, explain to him why he's fucking wrong.
I think from what I remember of Wing Commander, I think one of the primary differences is perspective.
Yes. 100%.
And that's a huge one for on rails games. Perspective is almost everything in these kind of games. So if I remember, Wing Commander was more like the first person in the cockpit perspective, which is totally fine. But if you guys play the new Star Fox game, if you ever do the little first person mode they have where you can like do the mouse mode, it plays way different than it does when you play it in the normal third person mode. And I think that alone is like, if you prefer the first person stuff, then yeah, you probably prefer Wing Commander and think Star Fox is worse. But I think most people, and I think we even see this with today's games, they prefer that more over the shoulder, that more kind of perspective, because they like to see their character, like to see their ship. So yeah, I think Star Fox is better, but I don't think there's anything wrong with Wing Commander. It's just different perspective.
No, Wing Commander is great, but yeah. I think it's a false comparison. I was trying to explain, like, that's like it's apples to oranges, brother. They're both great games, and I think both did different things with different hardware. Again, Wing Commander is absolutely a PC game. Influenced a lot of flight sims, etc. Absolutely a PC game.
Early days.
Yep. Whereas Star Fox is more of an arcade roots game. It's based on arcade sensibilities. So two different experiences the way I see it. Wing Commander is something you want to play with a flight stick.
It was more simulation.
Yes. No. Star Fox is something you're going to play with the controller that's built integrated hardware and software. Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful fucking thing. The consoles are a marriage of PCs and arcade roots. The strengths of both, the weaknesses of neither. That's why we love console gaming. Alrighty. I guess that's about everything we have. We've discussed Sony. We've discussed a whole bunch of shit. Prime, you want to go on a 3-hour tangent on wrestling again? I could do it.
I'm good.
Now I'll ask you one thing, man. And just one thing, and it's not related to wrestling in terms of the actual wrestling. It's related to a content creator. There is a content creator that cannot be escaped.
Oh gosh. Oh, not this guy again.
His thumbnails are fucking legendary. His name is C-Jax.
Wait, his name is what?
C-Jax. Look up C-Jax and go to his thumbnails.
C-Jax.
I need you to see this.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking thumbnail is garbage and awful. Angry and awful.
How do you spell the C-Jax?
C-J-A-X. Just type in C-Jax WWE. And you're welcome, buddy.
I like that he's consistent with just a black bar in the middle. Like
angry and awful, garbage and awful, boring and awful. Every single episode is the worst episode of all time.
Hey! He diversified. We're talking instead about wrestling. He talked about Supergirl is awful. You know
what the fuck?
That's what I was looking for.
What? Okay, and here's the thing: he's outperforming. Are you guys telling me this is the kind of thumbnails I need to be making?
Boring and awful, angry and awful.
Oh my fucking
god! Trash and awful.
This is insane.
Yeah.
Lies and trash.
Like that.
Hey! Here's one that was decent.
God.
I was like, the guy is consistent with his hate, but it's so crazy to spend that much energy on something you hate instead of spending on something you love. Like, dude.
I mean, I sat through the.
I don't know. That sounds exhausting to me.
Well, I always say this, man. His channel is getting like double the views I get with like 1/3 of the subscribers. It's just all view chasing.
Now here's the
formula that
part
works
about that, Prime, and it makes me feel bad too. Not that I'm a content creator. I put out random shit when I feel like it. I wouldn't call that
me too.
Creator.
Same.
So, well, no, but what I would say is this guy, if you look at his videos, he's only recently come on camera. Most of his videos are screenshots of wrestlers while he rants over them. And every once in a while he'll change. It's like old Zoo content.
Yeah, most of them are a bunch. So there's a lot of just screenshot and voiceover. But then, yeah, I saw a couple where he's on camera. It's not too often.
That's a talent, man.
Being on camera is a talent. I used to suck ass at it. So.
Yeah.
Voiceover gameplay was the way.
Batman is called C-Jax. You can find it by saying C-Jax WWE. That's the easiest.
Yeah, C, like the letter C, guys.
Yeah.
That's how you find him.
I've become obsessed with this guy's thumbnail game just because it is so special.
Had a member chat come in here.
You guys have heard of Synthetic Man, right?
Synthetic Man is a Nazi, but yeah, I've heard of him, sadly.
It reminds me of his thumbnails where everything is like blue, like white and red text, and it just the most uncanny picture you can find of a character.
No, you want to talk about a real locale that if you again, content warning, I would be very, very ready for some crazy shit if you dive into Synthetic Man. Synthetic Man is a Nazi and he's a locale. And he's
it's he is he's the next level. Like he is I don't even know what to say to him, honestly. Like
I call him Twitter Man.
See, this is how y'all know
of like a fucking Twitter idiot.
This is how y'all know I don't watch YouTube because I'm like, I have no idea who these people are and I don't care.
He's Twitter Man.
Like I don't.
Fisherman Mike had a question here. He said, how much are y'all looking forward to Ocarina of Time and what do you want to be added to the game?
Can I go first on this one, please?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will be the first to admit that I'm more a Majora's Mask guy than a Ocarina of Time guy. I love Ocarina of Time, but Majora's Mask. But if there's two main things I want, the first is a dash button. Like, because, as much as I love that game, I do like having a dash option. Just so I can make it across the areas faster and get into fights more and go through dungeons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the other thing I would like more than anything is for them to try to bring over the 3DS boss rush mode. The boss rush was such a cool mechanic, and I want to see that again.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff. To the surprise of no one, I was never an Ocarina guy. It was good. It was great. It was never my Zelda game. My Zelda game was Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 and Breath of the Wild and to a lesser extent, Link to the Past.
Were you not a Link to the Past guy?
I was a Link to the Past guy.
There we go.
To a much lesser extent than the original games. I'm the last Zelda 2 guy. The last one. And then Breath of the Wild is part of what brought me back into video games. It was Breath of the Wild that did that. But in terms of what changes I would like to see, very little. I'd like an orchestral soundtrack, which I think we're going to get. And maybe some quality of life stuff. Maybe a controlled jump. Maybe if they're able to do that, a controlled jump might be needed. But I don't want to throw off the fucking Z targeting balance either. So that's a tightrope. But yeah, if you throw that game with some better graphics, a beautiful overworld. Oh, and make sure that no changes to Zora scooting his fat ass across the fucking waterfall.
Please, like that needs to play out at the exact same time. Oh yeah, and I'd like to see them try to add in stuff from Ura Zelda that we were supposed to get, like the dungeons being different each time you enter them. Like if you've never seen that Did You Know Gaming video, they talked about the disk drive stuff they were going to do for the N64, where they were going to give it like this dungeons were going to be like randomized at points where you would find the keys and stuff in different locations.
Okay.
I'd kind of like to see that. That would be an interesting thing to add on, even as like an alternate mode. Like,
yeah, and that's doable. That's probably the last game where that's doable. Because I remember, for example, the Forest Temple you could do out of order with different keys in different rooms. So that's probably the last game you could actually do that for. So yeah, that might be interesting.
I just think that would be pretty damn cool, honestly.
Prime, what do you want to see, buddy?
Jump button.
Yeah, that's what I said too. Yeah,
like that's the biggest thing, the jump button. I mean, I want, having new content in is always welcome to me as someone who doesn't really replay games a ton, but this is one of the ones I have replayed quite a few times. It's like I could go for some new dungeons.
Sure.
expanding on the story, at the time, it definitely, I guarantee there wasn't going to be a 3 timeline split at the time. So, like, expanding on that and maybe having a better explanation for why there's 3 timelines off of this particular game. And then, I don't know, I've always dreamed of exploring that 7 years that Link vanishes and Zelda becomes Sheik. Like, I'd like to know how that happened.
Ooh, good one.
They could also add in a temple for the Sage of Time, I believe. The Sage of Light or Time, I believe it was. Because, like, that'd be kind of interesting, adding in an extra dungeon for the Sage that kind of just joins us.
Yeah, there was, like, plans at one point for there to be, like, a light temple. Because how we get the light arrows was supposed to be in a dungeon, but obviously that's not how it ended that way, so...
I'd be down for that. Like, turn that into a dungeon.
Yeah, there was also a wind dungeon at one point.
Yeah, just give
So that's some
got
content
scrapped.
they might be able to add in. Yeah. Phil, Jacob, how about you guys?
I'll let Jacob go because he hasn't got to talk that much.
I would say I'll let you go. What a base bio. What did you say?
Well, I kind of felt like I gave my opinion, and social media didn't really care so much about it because I wasn't really. I mean, I just said I kind of made fun of it with Zoo, the Unreal Engine of Time. I didn't really see much. I mean, Link in a bed for 5 seconds. I wanted to see more of it. Like, I was like, this is your Nintendo Direct. I think you should have showed more. I mean, because we got like 4 minutes of Veronica remake, because it kind of feels like when you got 4 minutes of Veronica remake, it's not coming out until 2027. This is coming out this year. Just show it,
What was it you said there that made me laugh? It was like Unreal Engine, Elf Boy,
number
AI
369.
Number 69. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I made a whole
laugh.
video joking about that. I don't really know. I mean, I see some people going, I want open world. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a good idea because the dungeons and the structure of the environments. I need to see more of it. I just don't know what I would really want because it's like, if you change too much, you're going to tick off the hardcore fans.
That's
if you
about
don't change enough, it's like it's going to be like, why should I play this? I might as well just have like an HD version of the 3DS game, which I also said would have been totally fine with me. I would have been happy with that because I do like the art style of the 3DS one. So I don't really know. I don't know what I would really want. Maybe I don't know. I like the idea of the time gap, like Prime said about playing that, like maybe some big huge like content drop where you're playing as Zelda and how she becomes Sheik. That would be really cool. Having levels like dungeons where you're playing as her, as Zelda, and then you switch to Sheik, and then you're playing as that. Almost kind of like how in Twilight Princess you went back and forth between Human Link and then Wolf Link, doing that kind of thing and different abilities depending on what form you are. Maybe do something cool where you have to like, different boss fights that you have to change between different modes in the boss fights, like you're shooting arrows as Zelda, and then you got to transform to Sheik and do your ninja stuff. I don't know. It would be kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. I just need to see more to see if it's really going to get me because I don't know. I'm not sold on it yet. We'll see.
Clean up the fucking stealth gameplay.
Yeah. Also, I think everybody says the water temple is terrible. Maybe fix that. Fix that. Make the pacing of that better. And
we
yeah,
know it's terrible. It's part of what Enuma designed in that game.
Yeah,
had to do it.
Oh my God.
All right, Jacob.
The doll maker. The fucking doll maker.
So I mean, I don't dislike Zelda, but I'm not a huge Zelda fan. But yeah, I agree. They didn't show really much of anything. They showed some cinematics and said, we'll call it a day from there.
I have a request. When EG Anuma inevitably shows the game off, don't do it with a fucking hoodie on with a suit draped over the fucking hoodie.
Oh my goodness.
Dress like a fucking adult when you show off a multi-million-dollar game project, please.
Nah, just be
Hey,
yourself,
just
man.
because
the
because of
graphic-
that, he's gonna come in and he's
Just be
gonna have
yourself.
one of those colored hats with the little spinny thing on
Absolutely
top of
He's
it.
gonna come out.
Every
Nah.
time, every fucking
He's
time.
gonna have a zip hoodie on top of the suit jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, go. I'll show you a picture, Prime. Yeah, he had a hoodie on. He showed up to fucking work to show off an E3 in a fucking hoodie, and
I
somebody
know.
at Nintendo fucking hit the panic button and draped a fucking blazer over his stupid ass. That happened.
Yeah, they should
don't
have
know
never.
if that's
They should
exactly
have
what
draped the
happened,
blazer over. They should just let him be him.
He's gonna come
Stupid.
out and he's gonna be in like a fucking G-string, and that's gonna be what he shows off the.
It's like literally, if it was Miyamoto, they wouldn't have did shit. You would have just looked at him and said, "What the fuck you?" touching
Miyamoto
me
dresses
for?"
like an adult when he shows off a game project.
And then he
Then
Well,
he
he
Switch
dresses
too.
like an
It depends
adult, and
on
he
what-
brings his toys with him.
Don't get
That's
me
why he's
started on the
fucking goat.
Switch 2 fucking
I
debut
mean-
too.
Oh,
Bag-
the guy
I'll
with
say-
the
I'll say
suit that's
this.
3 times too big.
Yeah, just see
I'll
fucking
say
Bag and
this.
Sag and Barry with the suit that's like 3 times too fucking big for him. What the fuck?
The
No,
guy
you
that looked like a
fucking
giant
got it,
peach
Brett.
or something.
You're
Like,
showing off a multi-billion-dollar fucking R&D project, you assholes.
Sue gets worked up at the craziest things. It cracks me up.
No,
That's why love
I
him.
care about fashion. It matters when you're debuting a product. It tells me
Yeah,
you're fucking
man.
serious.
Got a point there.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but so Zoo needs to be one of those judges at the fashion shows.
No, we need to get
Yeah.
the menswear. The
He's
menswear
the
guy
one
on
dude.
fucking
He's the
Twitter.
one
Guys,
dude in American
He's the
Idol.
menswear
Who was
guy.
the angry
Okay.
guy? The angry guy in American Idol. That's Zoo.
Yeah, he's just mad at everything.
Yeah, he's
You,
just,
you come out, oh, you were an amazing
everything.
singer. Yeah, great voice. The look, that's garbage.
not
It's
everything,
trash.
but go
You're not
look
going to be
at your-
anything.
Go look at a fucking Great Depression soup kitchen line. They're all very nicely dressed. Now, I'm
Oh
not
my
even
God.
expecting that. That was a different era. But look at Hollywood. When you go to Hollywood, when they all go to debut their new movie, they're in fantastic clothes. The games industry is a bunch of fucking man children that wears the fucking hoodie on stage or looks like Bag and Sag and Barry from all that. It's fucking unprofessional. That's all I'm saying.
Well, maybe they think gamers are so pathetic they don't need to dress up for us. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're
probably
thinking.
Or, I mean, a lot of these people were gamers, and that's just how they dress.
Yeah, could be.
Well, up your game, man. You're showing off. This is the product that's going to determine.
Look,
your
if Nintendo Prime can throw a suit jacket on for fucking Summer Game Fest, you can throw a suit jacket on to represent your fucking game.
I'm just
Yes,
if
thank
I
you.
ever have to represent a game, I'm just going out in a fucking bunny onesie. Like,
Sorry, Zoo. The most they can do is wear the shirt that looks like a suit.
So Rush Dog says you complain about hoodies, Zoo, but what would you say if they put a blazer over? So that's what happened.
Literally what
What
they
happened?
did.
The dumb fucker walks out on stage and he's got a fucking blazer over a gray hoodie. The fuck?
I guarantee I wasn't there when he
child?
was watching this, but I can imagine Zoo just sitting there. and
Rush Dog
he's
will tell
watching
you
this.
he was there. Rush Dog was there for that in
He
the
was
fucking
just
Super
freaking
Nintendo
out.
Hub.
You're literally what is it?
I had a meltdown.
You're literally DiCaprio in that movie where he's pointing, and you got the cigar and the alcohol in your hand. You're pointing at the TVs.
No, I had a meltdown because I'm a perfectly rational, well-adjusted individual.
Perfectly rational.
Perfectly rational.
Yeah,
Perfectly.
that's what we think of when we
Yes,
think of
totally.
Zoo.
Yes, yes.
You know it's true when you say it about yourself.
Yep, the most humble, also the most humble. So
Oh, I thought that was Logan Paul.
is he the most humble? Yeah, I can't.
I mean,
out-humble
he's
him.
saying he's the most humble. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't out.
People call
Yeah,
him
he's
the
so
most
humble. He,
humble.
is going out of his way to destroy the manga market after he destroyed the Pokemon market.
No.
Okay,
You know.
Pokey. Okay, Pokey. That's not right, man. Fucking Simon Cowell. over
You
here.
want to hear a kind of hot take? Maybe we need Logan
That's
Paul
not
to
right.
save physical media.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Logan Paul to say physical.
Yeah, go ahead, Logan Paul. You can do it.
You know what?
Make
Hey,
physical
you know
collecting
what?
popular again, Logan Paul.
if
Make it a
he,
mass thing.
yeah, if he makes it popular again, then you know what? Fuck it. I'm not even gonna be mad about it.
If
Fisherman
Logan
Mike
fucking
says,
Paul becomes the hero we need, I swear to Christ.
Yeah, no one can talk about Nintendo didn't save the industry. Logan Paul. Logan,
Yeah, we're gonna have to say
fuck
fucking
you.
Logan Paul
Fuck
saved
you,
the
making me have to
industry.
say his fucking name in a positive light. You fucked.
I vomited a bit in my mouth even thinking about that.
Look, I already feel terrible that I refuse to lie and have to admit that, okay, he's actually pretty fucking good in the wrestling ring.
Yeah,
I gotta give him credit. It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah,
that
it
he's
tastes
so
like
fucking
shit
good at
going
it.
down, doesn't it?
Yeah, dude, it sucks that he's so fucking good at it.
He is,
But
really
he is
good at it.
legit. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Fuck the guy, but God, he's really fucking athletic.
Okay, so let's see. We got. What if he comes to dress up as Link to show off the game? Acceptable, Fisherman Mike. Acceptable.
That is acceptable. He needs to he needs to dress up as Tingle. All right, that is the
Honestly, I would love it. I would love it if they all dressed up to present the game they were going to talk
Hey,
about.
I didn't
cool.
bitch about Koizumi wearing Cappy out there to debut Mario Odyssey. You know why? Because he was in a sharp ass fucking red blazer.
I mean, when they were showing off Splatoon, don't they dress up like the scientists and everything, and they make a whole skit? I remember that.
Hey, guess what? You know the other cool part about that? The outfit was fit to him.
Yeah.
The suit fit.
You mean it was planned? Well, no one's gonna complain when gaming people representing a game have something on them that's about the game. You know.
No, perfect. Yeah, completely acceptable.
I don't think you necessarily need suit jackets to show shit off, but I will say that like when it's clearly unplanned, that hoodie situation I always thought was funny because I'm like that suit is not that's not his suit.
Rush Dog,
it's clearly not his suit.
Rush Dog, if you're listening, get me the picture so I can show everybody.
It's
give me
clearly
the hoodie picture.
It was clearly not his jacket.
Miyamoto should come out in the next event, and he should just have a shirt on that says, Sony don't have physical games anymore, but we do. And then he's wearing it the whole time. He's just talking to you. That's what should happen. Let's see what happens. Let's see what people do.
We need like that.
It's actually a hard picture to find
like a
because
legendary
Nintendo is trying to
line
scrub
from
it
them,
off
like
the internet.
Nintendo Switch has games was.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch has games.
Just
change it to Nintendo Switch has physical games.
I mean, all they have to really do is just redo the meme that PlayStation did to Xbox about sharing games.
Yeah, I said that in my video.
Yeah, you just bring Reggie back just for a moment.
Have
to borrow a game to Bill Trennan or some shit, just for a moment.
Yeah.
Then Reggie just looks at the camera and he just looks at the camera and winks and says nothing. Don't give him any more lines. We don't need any more. Don't let him have any more memeable line moments for Nintendo. No more buy bodies ready shit.
Show and like the end of the first episode, like you just see the original main character. That's just gonna be Reggie. He doesn't say anything. Like just run past him, and then it's just Reggie turns around. It's just his hair.
Just a twinkle in his eye, and
dude, it'd be even wilder if Nintendo just wanted to shoot dude, they go so viral if they shot like a little quick TikTok of Reggie and then they go hire Shuhei Yoshida quick, and they have them share games, switch 2 games between each other in the little fucking short.
Oh my god!
So you have the old really head guy of fucking Sony when they cared about physical, who got fucking boot the fuck out because he said, "Hey, we don't want to be making these fucking live service games. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You're not on with the plan. You're fired." So that's how he got kicked out of fucking Sony. And then you have Reggie just being like, "Well, I just retired peacefully. There's no big fucking deal here. Want to share a game with me? Let's do it."
That'd be great.
Look, if Nintendo does that, I will just applaud and say, well, now they care about console wars, so I can't bitch about console wars anymore because they're participating.
Yeah.
I would laugh though. It would be funny. When Sony did it to Xbox, I had a good laugh. I'm like, oh, I can't believe this is some old school 90s shit right here. What fucking shot just got fired in the middle of the 2000s? Fuck yeah.
I know. It was great. And that's why I'm just so it's so crazy. Just
these companies don't go at each other like that anymore. So
13, 14 years later, and it's just like, nah, we are what we called out. We've come full circle. It's crazy. It's funny though.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
What everybody was everybody's clipping Sony and using that as ammunition against him. It's like, what happened to you? You used to be like this. What happened to you?
All right. Well, I have to dip out. So
Yeah.
wifey's texting. So
Yeah, I think that's good. Before everybody goes, Prime, thanks so much for stopping by. Did anybody have any questions for me? I always ask questions to everybody else. I always like to see if anybody's got anything for me before I go.
Yeah, when are we doing our Fear and Hunger stream?
Whenever you want,
Oh,
buddy.
yeah.
You just let me
We
know.
got to do that. We got to
Hit
do
you
that. I
up
want
on
to be there for
I'll
that.
DM you sometime. Probably after my birthday.
Fuck yeah, man.
I want to be down for that too, because man,
Yeah,
that
sure.
game
I'll
is
hit
so
you up
cool.
as well.
Yeah.
I've been doing a few runs to get used to the gameplay, and it's like, damn, this thing is kicking my ass. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, it did. I streamed it with Zoo a couple of times, and it kicked my butt. I thought I knew. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you think you know. That game
Does
is
not
just
matter.
brutal.
All righty. Well, that has been the return of Liquored Up Live. Couldn't ask for a better group of gentlemen to share that with. So thanks so much for coming out. I guess I've got one last question for everybody. Prime, Crimson, Phil, Jacob, did you have fun?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I just needed more drinks. That was my fault, though.
Yeah.
More drinks always make things more fun. More drinks, more fun.
This was a blast.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all coming out. I will we'll go ahead and catch everybody, and thanks to Crimson's audience and Prime's audience. Thanks so much, guys. Again, appreciate all of you, and hope you guys have a great holiday weekend, man.
Everyone have a great one.
You guys do too.
Yeah, you guys have a great
Bye.
weekend. This was a blast.
Thank you for having me.